she still in Newmarket? Does she work in Newmarket?
Yeah, she's a racing secretary at William Knight's. Still rides out and in the office and goes racing and saddles up and stuff, so she's very much involved.
I mean, we know these are quite sort of hard times, well, especially with the winter coming on quite soon. I mean, how's it been, you know, as far as running a business is concerned during the summer? I mean, this year.
Well, it's never easy. I've been going 22 years and it's never been easy. You've got to be hands-on. You've got to do the stuff yourself. Not cut corners with the horses, but cut corners with the expenses, and I've just been plugging away. But
are there still people coming into the game wanting to own horses?
Yeah, there are. I mean, we do well with our syndicates, and we have people coming in all the time because for little money they get a lot of racing and a lot of pleasure for little money. So we do have people coming and going quite a lot, but we do specialise in the syndicates, which helps.
And every now and again you get a good one, which is probably why you do it. You know, you never know what's around the corner, do you?
Well, that's what you're always hoping. That's what keeps you getting up out of bed every day, is that one day this year that you're going to have a decent horse. Yeah.
Well, going back a few years, but what was that really good? You had a really good 2-year-old, didn't you? Some way back.
Yeah, Spirit Saja. I mean, he won at Newmarket with Mick Cannan first time out, and then he was third in the Norfolk. But wonderful horse. And
did he come along as a big surprise, or did you always think he was pretty good?
We bought him as a yearling, but from day one you always knew that he was a good horse. Like, you can tell very early on. He was just going like an older horse very early on.
It must be such a thrill, that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In those days I used to ride him myself, so yeah, it was a great thrill.
So did you ride competitively in your, back in the day?
Oh, yeah, I held an amateur licence for 20-odd years. Yeah, and rode out all around Europe for the Gentry series, which was a fantastic experience, yeah.
You're probably being very modest, and you rode quite a few winners, didn't you?
Well, 18.
I call that quite a few winners.
In those days there weren't many races, but yeah, I had a good go at it and enjoyed it.
Well, good luck today. I mean, here's Sadie. It is an open race. 6 furlongs, drawn 5. It's not bad, is it?
No, I mean, most people wouldn't like a wide draw around here, but I quite like a wide draw around here. I just think it helps you just get into the race, and the kickback's not so bad now, but in the old days it used to be bad. But yeah, if she only needs to sit handy, and if the cheap pieces work, then I think she's got a good chance.
Okay, good chance at a good each-way price. Thank you, Julia. Sorry for hijacking you and finding you. You can go back for a bit of peace and quiet.
I'll start some work now.
We all have to start some work. Anyway, very good luck. Nice to talk to you.
No, lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard! Oh. Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Seb and Sandra decided to get creative for their new home cinema upgrade. Thankfully, they didn't compromise on their broadband, because they know that BT gives them a speed guarantee, super strength and security built in. At $28.99 a month, they know it's worth every penny. Join BT today.
Here at the Cotswold Company, we have hundreds of beautiful pieces for your bedroom, crafted using traditional methods and the finest materials, ensuring they'll last. With a range of bed frames starting from $399, so you can bring your home to life with the dream bedroom. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
So, in an emergency, our Very Sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Verisure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verisure.co.uk.
Got a chip? One day it will crack, and then you'll need a new windscreen.
Why wait for that to happen?
Our repair makes your windscreen strong again. Could be as little as a tenner.
Or sometimes even free. See a chip? Go straight to autoglass.co.uk.
Autoglass repair, Autoglass replace.
Want to flip from selfies to streaming Britain? Well, get the iconic new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 on EE. With 24 months of unlimited TV and movies on Netflix. And save yourself 192 pounds. Plus, get an extra 384 pounds off when you trade in your old Samsung. But what makes it all flippin' amazing? It's all on the UK's best network. Now that's more bang for your buck. Save 192 pounds on the iconic Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4.
Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
All right.
Matt?
At the races app.
Oh, of course.
Wherever you are, get closer with the At the Races app. Packed with tips, race cards and free live racing. Download the At the Races app today.
Nice pajamas.
Welcome back to Race Day Live. Not long before we get underway with one of our 4 meetings on the channel today. For the Jumps fans, you will have to wait a little bit longer because it's Worcester that kicks in last of all. Now, it is there that jockey Sam Twiston-Davies looks to have a couple of good chances. One of his runners, My Turtle Way, is a non-runner, so that was a shame because it would have had a good chance. But 2 others on the card, and I put it to him this morning when we spoke to him on the phone that he looks to have a good chance of a winner at least.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Obviously, hopefully, he's right with the Turtle 6. He looks to have an obvious chance, but main thing is, as long as he's back safe and sound another day, then we'll look forward to him then.
Now, it was a good start, wasn't it, to proceedings for Flintstone, who was a winner first time out for you on the stable debut. Tell us a little bit about how he's come out of Stratford, and you're turning him back out very quickly.
Yeah, touch wood, he's in some no ill effects from Stratford. Schooled since well again. No confidence doubts or anything. Looks a slightly more competitive race again on paper, but been very happy with him since. So I think it's naturally a place where we just felt that he was in good form. He's come out of his race well. There isn't a whole load of juveniles coming up, and just thought Worcester would suit him. So it's something we just thought while we had him in while the racing's relatively weak, we'd get him out again quick and hope for the best.
Yeah, and he came from the flat, didn't he, from the Hannons. How impressed were you with him at Stratford, Sam? Because he didn't necessarily get everything go to plan for him on the day.
No, we thought, obviously, naturally watching him for Hannons, he looked very straightforward and he was a very likely horse to come, but he'd had blinkers on in the past and such, but just wanted to see what the hurdling would naturally do for him. We had the idea, we thought pace would naturally be kind of where his strong point would be, but actually in the end he saw it out really well. He was very gritty at the back end, so I think that's why we kind of now feel that Worcester will suit him well. So very much a case of fingers crossed, hope he can go to Sibber again.
Yeah, and you're up against Roly Poly Moly, who sets a pretty good standard. Do you think you can put it up to that rival?
So at the end of the day, you've got Ben French-Davis taking 7 off, so it makes him slightly more dangerous again. But what we've seen in Flintstone is that he's enjoyed his jumping. He's been very straightforward. He showed a good attitude last time. So I think if everything works out and he jumps as well as he did last time with a true run race, and hopefully it'll suit him.
Brilliant stuff. Well, good luck with him. You've got Jaunty Saria for Nilmar Holland a little bit later in the mare's handicap hurdle. I mean, she looked good, toughed it out in May over course and distance. So how's she been since then?
Yeah, an incredibly tough performer. She's been good to me in the past, and she was very good this day. Jumped well. She's very honest. She's nearly always up towards the front end, and if it works out, then I hope she's got a great chance. It doesn't look the strongest race on paper. She's coming in good nick, so we'll go do our best and hope for a bit of luck. And
having had that little break, is that just? I mean, she does run well fresh, doesn't she? She'd been fresh when she came into that run last time. So is that just a case of she needs a bit of space between races?
Neil knows his horses very well. He kind of always does what's best by them. So I think it's a case of obviously if he felt the need, she needed a bit of freshening up, then that would be the case. But I've seen her and schooled her since. She's in good nick. She's been working well. So very much a case of let's go and try our best and see where we're at.
Good stuff. Well, lots of positives for the pair of them. Good luck later. And Sam, must be a hugely exciting time of year. Some of the big guns will be coming back into the stables. Any you're really looking forward to seeing back out and that you're getting a sit on in the last few weeks?
Yeah, well, as obviously most people would know, we like to be fairly forward with a lot of ours. So the likes of Bristol and such, although they're on the very early stages, but they're in. Guard Your Dreams was fantastic last year, as was I Like to Move It. And then you've got the likes of kind of Gal Road and such. So it's that kind of exciting time of year where we're just kind of working out bits and pieces of plans and trying to work out what direction some are going. And what I'm also really excited about is also We've All Been Caught. He won his bumper at Newbury, where he was an expensive point-to-pointer. It's very much a case of looking at him as a proper stamp, dreaming about him jumping fences one day.
We've all been caught. Good stuff.
Take horse racing very seriously. We go out of our way to feature every race that matters. If it's important to you, then it's important to us. We're the world's favorite online betting brand for many reasons. Horse racing is just one of them. Gamble responsibly.
Saving for a snazzy new kitchen? Don't let an old boiler spoil it. Get £250 off when you upgrade with British Gas. It could save you up to £580 a year on energy bills. And you can spread the cost with 3 years interest-free credit. Search British Gas New Boiler. Offer ends 5th of September.
Sometimes we put off the important things, like helping to provide financial protection for your family if the worst should happen.
Welcome to Smart Insurance. You're speaking to Lisa. How may I help you?
Hi. Your advert for life insurance says I can arrange cover over the phone with no complicated forms.
Yes, that's right. As long as you're a UK resident, aged 18 to 64, you can apply for a benefit amount of £60,000 up to £750,000.
Great.
You won't need a medical or a blood test, just a few health and lifestyle questions to answer. I just need to get your age and smoker status.
I'm 32 and a non-smoker.
OK, if you choose £100,000 benefit amount, it's £6.89 a month.
That's affordable and covers our mortgage.
we'll send you a free will kit with your policy. And as a thank you, you'll get back 10% of your first year's premiums. That's the smart cashback.
With Smart Insurance, you can help protect your family's future. Take out a policy today to receive your free £100 Amazon gift card. So call Smart Insurance on 0800 904 7462 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Being by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Welcome to Newcastle. The Racing League has moved to the northeast for round 3 of the competition.
And they're off for the William Hill Best Odds Guaranteed Racing League. It's Winter Wilds who leads them inside the final furlong. Winter Wilds, Pretty Girl. Winter Wilds doing enough for Kieran Schumacher and the East. Up front it's Trigoni and Sappy Osborne for Wales and the West, who's now beginning to assert to Jean-Baptiste. It's Trigoni, Sappy Osborne's going to get the maximum for Wales and the West.
Exactly, I won a Racing League race on her last year, and obviously this is her second one this year.
Get way now, come on.
She's a quirky filly, but she's got so much ability.
Well inside the furlong, it's Menai Bridge nosing on to Galliac. It's the Racing League specialist Menai Bridge who's pulling away. Menai Bridge will beat Galliac.
Yeah, I mean, it's a horse that always runs well. Obviously, I gotta be like worried when he missed the break.
Yeah.
But at the end, it worked out fine for him.
Fresh Hope is cruising, now gets a gap, here she comes. She's been played very late though. Meanwhile, Honky Tonk Man has kicked on from Al Raven. Fresh Hope, Al Raven the centre, here's Fresh Hope on the far side. Fresh Hope doubles up and wins.
You know, it's quite obvious this filly, she enjoys being patiently ridden, and she's not one that would want to hit the front too soon, but everything worked perfectly today.
And Frankie has all angles covered here. Once again, Frankie Dettori will light up Racing League. And it's interesting at the top now because Wales and the West get the maximum. Here comes Paul Mulrennan though on Badgery for Yorkshire, the white cap noseband, and Badgery looks like he's just joined in. Entering the final 100 yards, he's full of running, and Badgery will get the maximum for Yorkshire. Wins easily for Ruth Carr and Paul Mulrennan.
Absolutely bolted in. He seems to really like it here, and he loves the all-weather as well, and you've seen the way he travelled through the race well there, and I think there's another race for him back here in a few weeks.
Matisse up front with Faustus. Show Me is running on well towards the far side for the north. It's going to get very close. Matisse on the near side. Show Me the far. And between them is Faustus. The three of them hit the line together in a thriller.
So the action continues for the Racing League tomorrow, live here on Sky Sports Racing. We're at Windsor tomorrow evening. It's week 4. The East, London and the South East, I should say, after the East tried to claw back a bit of a march on the table. It's still London and the South East who are holding sway at the top, but it is very tight. So tune in tomorrow evening to see how they get on. Lots of fun and games to look forward to, as we will have, hopefully this afternoon as well. We're going to Lingfield. That'll be our second meeting of the day. Southall first, then to Lingfield. First race there, 1:30. So let's get back out and rejoin Hayley Moore on track.
Now, delighted to catch up with our winning most rider on the all-weather here at Lingfield. Reese Clatterburg has made his way to Lingfield. Obviously, just a trip down the road for you, Reese, which is always good, but great that you're one of the leading riders here. You must enjoy coming to your local.
Yeah, look, it's always a big advantage when you ride here pretty often, and to be leading riders also, it's a good confidence boost, and you ride a lot better.
That's right, yeah, 14 wins from 82 rides. You operated a nice 17% strike rate, so I thought it was quite impressive stats coming here. Do you often feel like you've got some nice chances when you're lining up here?
Yeah, every time I come here, there's always a couple of horses that always have a nice chance, and on the stats, most of them actually come and win. So.
Yeah. All right, and you're having a really good season as ever. 91 career winners, so just a few more left until that £3 claim goes. Are you pleased with how your career's unfolded?
Yeah, very happy. Look, it's nice to see every season I'm progressing and the winners are coming in, so as long as once the claim does go, I still getting the amount of rides I'm getting when I was claiming. I couldn't be any happier.
Yeah, because you struck up some good relationships this season. Sort of Ed Dunlop springs to mind. You've had a good time with things and you teamed up together.
Yeah, Mr. Dunlop's has been very helpful in the season. I've gotten some nice horses for him, and it's nice when you start riding out for people in Newmarket and the other trainers sort of catch on and they start using you as well, so it's all a big help.
Yeah, and another trainer who's always been a big support of you, even when you were back claiming 7, is of course Michael Atwater. And good old Cafananti Con, he's getting on a bit now, but you've had plenty of success on him, even from your younger days of riding.
Yeah, I think I remember when I was claiming 7, 5 and 3, he's always given me a winner, and especially he likes this track at Lingfield, so hopefully today we're looking for a big run.
Yeah, I thought he had a bit of a good chance. It looks quite competitive on paper, the apprentice race, but dropping down in grade, and today's trip, that's a positive for him, isn't it?
Yeah, look, he ran very well last time in an apprentice race. He seems to enjoy these apprentice races because they seem to go a lot faster than usual, and he likes to come off a nice strong gallop, so it should all go well.
Well, fingers crossed with him. I thought he might be one of your best rides in the challenge. You've still got a couple of others as well. Emulation for the team as well, Michael Atwater. He's just required for about 9,000 guineas from the sales. So a new recruit. Do you know anything about this new unexposed sort?
No, not really. I spoke to Michael today, and it's all about learning about the horse. Today's first start for Michael. Come from boardings, and he just wants to see. He's dropped it back into a mile instead of a mile and a quarter. But he said it should stay all day. So today's just to see what it's about.
Sure. Bit of a learning curve. Well, good luck there as well with the emulation and 3:30. Then your final ride, Gold Souk in the 4 o'clock. You and Daniel still have had a nice bit of success as well when teaming up. What did you think of Gold Souk's chances?
He's another one, Gold Souk. He's had his head in front. He's had a little break. He comes back today, so he'll like the trip, mile 7. Yeah. I see he's ran over hurdles, so he's probably sweetened him up a bit. Yeah. And so we'll be looking for a big run.
Brilliant. Well, best of luck. We'll certainly be on the countdown to the 95, and hopefully you have plenty of success when you're a fully fledged professional as well. Thanks, Reese.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, Reese Clatterburg looking to add to those 91 career winners so far. He'll be looking to do that at Lingfield. We're also at Wolverhampton, though, and that is where Simon Mapletoft is on track, so we can rejoin him now.
Now, Sky Sports Racing ambassador Holly Doyle is going great guns at the moment. She's had a pretty good week, and it could get even better here at Dunstall Park today. I'm delighted to say that Holly joins me now. You've had a pretty good time at Chepstow this week.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the week, so pretty pleased.
Yeah, and some nice rides here today. Let's start, Holly, with the first race. La Belle Vie, who ran well enough last time, considering that she didn't really get the clearest of passages.
Yeah, that's it. She was a bit unlucky last time at a crucial stage in the race. I think she got quite badly interfered with. So hopefully she can have a cleaner run at things today, and she clearly stays the trip well, so hopefully she should deserve to get ahead in front.
Yeah, it looks a good opportunity, as indeed it does for Kahana Breeze in the 7-furlong maiden for fillies. Now, she was expected to do a little bit better, I think, at Salisbury last time, but greenest got the better of her.
Yeah, she was just quite green first time out at Salisbury. It's, you know, a ridgy track, and it just caught her out a bit. I galloped her in the week, and she's really come on for a run, so we're hoping a consistent surface today will help, and she can run a bit better.
Yeah, for Archie Watson. I think a good chance as well with Colligan and Kate, who steps up in trip for Ollie Pears later on. I was at Southwell when this horse ran a solid race over the mile, and it looks like the longer trip should really suit.
Yeah, definitely. She rallied really well under pressure. She looked like she was only just doing enough. She had her ears pricked the final furlong. Hopefully the penny's starting to drop because she's run some solid races in defeat, so hopefully today's her day.
And a great weekend last weekend, of course, winning the Group 3 with Tempest out in France. You might have another group prize at your mercy at the weekend with Rohan for Dave Evans in the big Group 1 at Haydock. It's an exciting opportunity.
Yeah, great chance to get back on Rohan. We know how good he is on his day, and you know, he's run some solid races this season already. Obviously impressive at Ascot, and ran well in Hackwood when I rode him last, so he just needs a bit of luck. Obviously he's a course and distance winner, which helps, but we'll see.
He's ground versatile, isn't he, this horse? He seems to go on heavy or even quick ground, and Dave Evans has undying faith in him.
Yeah, he's very versatile ground-wise and also trip-wise, I suppose, but, you know, Dave thinks a hell of a lot of him, and, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, well, all the best with that one, but in the meantime, have a good afternoon here, Holly, and as always, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Simon.
Yeah, good chances today, and indeed even better chances. The Haydock Sprint Cup takes place on Saturday, and good luck to Holly on board Rohan. Now, Southall gets underway very shortly. 1:20 is our first race. We get underway with an apprentice handicap, and we'll look forward to having a closer look at some of these in our opening contest with Bob after this.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard! Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
This is our moment.
When we dare to push further.
Men's, women's, and wheelchair.
Together for the first time ever.
Coming to your town, your street, your heart.
61 unmissable games.
32 of the world's greatest teams.
3 trophies. This is real impact.
The Rugby League World Cup. Be there.
Smart people know a great deal when they see one. And there it is. Feel free to give it a read. You don't need me to read it for you. You certainly don't want to miss this deal. I used to have a friend who had a fear of missing out on things. FOMO, it's called. I used to suffer from arithmophobia, fear of numbers. But, you know, I'm over it now, so...
Oh, yeah! Great value plus net fibre broadband from $22.99 a month plus a £70 reward card. That'll do. Search plus net fibre now. Offer ends 31st of August.
When you invest with the power of community, it suddenly hits you. You'll never be on your own, because investing with eToro is like teaming up with someone like him. Or her. Nice. Making smart moves that'll set you apart. Because when you join a team, say cheese, you have someone to learn from, to get directions, or, well, support. Someone to turn to when making big decisions. 25 million someones. Become a smarter stock investor with the power of an investing community. Join eToro to learn from others and discuss strategies before you invest. eToro, the power of social investing.
Racing Super Series from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Simple Vers from Bondi Beach. She's going to do it. Simple Vers has won the Ledger.
It's Conduit from Regulatory and St Michael's down to Ledger Hoodoo is about to be put to bed.
And it's left a minute going on. This one for the record, the 28th Classic has come on to run. Wins the Ledger.
Kingston Hill just in front, and Kingston Hill is going to win the Labrador Ledger. Hurricane Lane surging clear in the Kazoo St Ledger, and Hurricane Lane comes home to win really easily.
Not long to go before the 5th and final classic of the year. That takes place on the Saturday the 10th, but there is so much more to the Kazoo St Ledger Festival, and you'll be able to watch all of it live here on the channel. The Doncaster Cup, will we see Stradivarius? You've got Park Hill, the May Hill, the Ledger Legends race to kick us off on Wednesday as well. All the big names will be up there, and our full team will be there from Wednesday through to Saturday, live on Sky Sports Racing. Now, for now, we head off to Southall. 1:20 is our first race of the day, and we get underway with an apprentice handicap. Happy 50th birthday, Louisa Smith, is the title of this race. It's a 6-furlong contest, and the runners are in the paddock already. That's Wade's Magic, who's looking pretty well handicapped now for Tim Easterby. It's Brandon Wilkie on board there. Lots of interesting runners to discuss here. Talking of jockeys, that's probably a good place to start in an apprentice race. And Mark Wynne, who's partnering Eldiyar here, is 5 from his last 16 at the track, so that's a strike rate of 31%, so well worth taking a closer look at this horse, including his win last time at Wolverhampton. He's looking to follow up here, but that is Ramden Rocks, who would be well fancied here as we rejoin Robert on track.
Thank you, Gina. Yes, welcome back. Ramden Rocks is the horse we're looking at there. I was at Lingfield exactly a week ago today. It was roastingly hot at Lingfield. Not that has anything to do with it at all. He's got a £6 penalty for winning there. It was his first time in a handicap, and I thought he won in sort of racing terms readily. I thought he won well. I thought he could easily defy a penalty. Obviously comes here in good form, looks really well. Ridden by Owen Lewis, who's having his equal best season. He's ridden 5 winners so far this season from 29 rides, so good strike rate. Trained by Ismail Mohammed, who's had a winner since, so the stable's in good form. So I think there are quite a lot of positive ticks for that one. If we just drop back a bit, number 7 we can have a look at. Right out, but I have spotted number 7, Eldiyar, and as Gina was saying, ridden by a very informed jockey, Mark Wynne, who's ridden 13 winners this season. He only rode 1 last year, and he's been he rode winningly. Yes, he didn't win, but of his last 7 rides, 4 have won, and he had a winner for David O'Mara, Morty, the other day. But he's in good form, and Eldiyar was given a good positive ride last time when made favourite at Wolverhampton. Again, he's carrying a £6 penalty. He made all the running. And he ran well, actually, here the time before in July. He finished 3rd here over course and distance. He's a winner on the all-weather. So that's Eldiyar. Another one that's attracting a bit of support is number 6, if we can have a look at 6 there, being led up by, that's Duran Fenterman, who's ridden loads of winners for Tim Easterby, who trains Wade's Magic. But I was noting, I'm not quite sure what price he is now. You will know, but I don't know. He was 9-1 last night, 6-1 first thing this morning, and 4-1 was the last price I saw. So I'm not quite sure what price Wade's Magic is at the moment, but he's won 1 from 8 on the all-weather. 9-2, so he's just eased a bit, 9-2, but still supported. Brandon Wilkie is on board. He's ridden 3 winners from 54 rides, rode a winner at Beverley on Saturday for Michael Harrington. And Wade's Magic comes here in quite good form, and I shouted out to Duran Fenterman, there's been a bit of money for your horse, and he said, I think he'll run well, Wade's Magic. And another one, let's see if we can find number 10. Oh, there it is, over in the far corner there, number 10. My Boy Jack, trained by Kevin Philippart de Foy, who's in the headlines today. One of his major owners has decided to move some of his horses, but he's a very good trainer, is Kevin. The horse was with Tom Clover, My Boy Jack, 4th run for Kevin, and didn't run badly here on Monday, actually. Finished 4th, just beaten over 2 lengths by Mr. Trevor on that occasion. It's an open-looking race, and also if you're watching earlier, one with an each-way chance, we'll have a look at a bit later, is Here's Sadie of Julia Fielden. She thought would run very well, ridden by her nephew Sam Fielden. So a very open, it's an open day actually. There are plenty of, it's a good betting day if you wanted each-way chances. Plenty of chances here, and we will be back as they're probably on the way to post after this break.
Racing Super Series from Condemn sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
The e-Foldy is the world's lightest folding mobility scooter. It fits into the boot of your car, unfolds and turns into a scooter in just seconds. It will go wherever you go, making it perfect for leisure, shopping and everyday use. Stop dreaming of all the places you could go and start discovering where you can go.
The fact that it's portable and you can fold it up and bring it anywhere, it has changed my life.
Let your freedom unfold. Call eFoldy today or visit www.efoldy.com.
Do you know this feeling? Oh, no. You feel worse the second it cracks. So grab your phone, enter autoclass.co.uk and book your trip repair now. Easy. We come to you and in just 30 minutes your windscreen is strong again.
Wow, that's fast.
See? Feels much better. And it's guaranteed for life. So book online now.
Autoglass repair, Autoglass replace.
So, in an emergency, our Very Sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Very Sure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verysure.co.uk.
At Bet365, we take horse racing very seriously. We go out of our way to feature every race that matters. If it's important to you, then it's important to us. We're the world's favorite online betting brand for many reasons. Horse racing is just one of them. Gamble responsibly.
Every Cotswold Company sofa is individually handcrafted here in the UK, made with a solid wood frame that's guaranteed for 10 years, with flexible finance options when you spend over £500, helping you to bring your home to life with the perfect sofa. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
Bring me sunshine in your smile.
At Wiltshire Farm Foods, we love to make you smile. Our expert chefs prepare delicious, easy-to-cook meals, handy to keep in the freezer. And our friendly local drivers will deliver straight to your door for free. With no contract or commitment, it really is good old-fashioned service.
Bring me sunshine, bring me love.
To find out more, get a free brochure. Call 0800 046 5000 or go online.
Being by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Welcome back. Well, we've got loads to look forward to today. We are heading off to 4 different venues, but even more importantly, this weekend on Sunday, Paris Longchamp continues to host some top-class action, including the Prix de Moulin, won by Baid, of course, last year. 4 group races on the undercard as well, and it looks a really interesting lineup, with perhaps most notably headed by Caribas. Charlie Appleby's Guineas winner heads there, having missed a few engagements of late, and the coverage will start from 12 o'clock. Now, Southall starts at 1:20, so we've got 3 minutes till post time. The runners will be loading in very shortly. Robert's cast his eye over them in some detail, so hopefully you've been furnished with plenty of info. And it's My Boy Jack for Kevin Philippart de Foy, who's just been shortening up there, is 11-4 here. The drop-in trip expected to suit this horse, but as Robert alluded to before the break, an excellent trainer. Obviously his big owner this morning, it's been revealed that he's moved, not wanting to be a private trainer. He wants to keep his doors open to all, and that means that he will be without the likes of Juan de Monte Alban and some of those bigger horses, but no doubt it won't take him long to build back up and fill those boxes. Now, the favourite's been really well backed, his horse My Boy Jack here. Ramdon Rocks, who we mentioned before the breaks, got that £6 penalty to shoulder for what was a career best on handicap debut last time. The unexposed 3-year-old in here, and does look a really nice type actually when we saw him in the paddock. 16-5 now, that one's price. LDR, who we mentioned, Mark Wynn's got an excellent strike rate at the track. This one was a winner last time at Wolverhampton's, got an extra £6. And Wade's Magic, who touched, I think, 4-1, Robert was referencing, out to 11-2 now, is looking well handicapped, though, for the Timmies to be stable, so that's significant. And I thought, as Robert suggested, that there were some real positives to be gleaned from the interview with Julia Fielden, who's got Here's Sadie. Now, she was a bigger price. She's around 11-12-1 now, but she said they've just been waiting for a bit of softer ground. It's been too firm for her, so they're going to try sort of a deep tap at a surface instead, which should suit her. She's dangerously well handicapped if she can give her best. Cheap pieces to reach for today, and she could go well at a biggish price. Here's Sadie.
So not long till the afternoon action. It's rather a sandy Wednesday, isn't it? Because we've got this meeting transferred from the turf at Bath because of the state of the ground here, and we've also got Wolverhampton and Lingfield. So we're all on the all-weather this afternoon, but it shows that it does the job pretty well. Bit of jumping later on as well. What more would you want? That's going forward is Doc Sportello. Finished last. Used to like the Southall fibre sand, Doc Sportello, but hasn't really been so sparky on the new surface. Going forward in the just drifting a bit. Wade's Magic was well back this morning, but I think one of many with a chance here. Good support for My Boy Jack, Kevin Philippart de Foy's horse. Alec Wakansky on board. As I say, didn't run badly on Monday. Got beaten just under 3 lengths. That one going forward is Ramden Rocks. I was impressed by the way he really picked up well at Lingfield. Different sort of track today, but obviously arrives here in good form and carries that £6 penalty. So not too many more to go in. LDR goes in for Anthony Britton and Mark Wynne. So good luck. Happy birthday, 50th birthday, Louisa Smith, who sponsors this. And hello to Richard Hoyles. They're off and running.
They're off. My Boy Jack was one of the slowest out of the stalls. Contactless was also slow. And up on the outside, Ustath with the white face was ridden to gather speed. So Ustath it is in the light blue, who moves through to dispute the lead with Ramden Rocks. Right on their tail is LDR in the red and white colours as they make the bend. Contactless is held 3 wide on the outside of Here's Sadie and the yellow and red colours of Wade's Magic. Mid-division as well at this stage for Jack Ryan ahead of Doc Sportello. And as they make the bend, the last 3 are Isle of Hope, the slow-starting My Boy Jack, and Soy Dow is also towards the back of the field. So they're making the turn, and on straightening, it is LDR for Mark Wynne, who moves through to take the lead. In second place, Ustath still there with the white face. Here's Sadie and Contactless with, on the left-hand side, Jack Ryan. Towards the right, Ramden Rocks begins to improve in the white and blue. Then Doc Sportello ahead of the grey Wade's Magic. And over on the extreme right-hand side, Soy Dow trying to get involved as well. LDR in the red colours. Here's Sadie. Over on the far side, Ramden Rocks. Near side staying on is Jack Ryan. It's open. LDR trying to hold on from Wade's Magic. Soy Dow up the inside. And it's these 3 who go on. Very close between the trio as they go for the line. Wade's Magic, I think, has just prevailed. Close for second, Soy Dow and LDR. Right behind those in 4th place was Ustath.
Came in for some good support. Oh, they called a photo all round, but I think we'll see that Wade's Magic has won, given a pat down the neck there by Brandon Wilkie. Just lasting home on the near side from number 7, LDR. And the winner, 9-1 last night, did shorten as short as 4-1. Any amount of chances as they enter the final stages of the race. The red colours showing up well. LDR has run a cracking race. Wade's Magic is coming in the yellow colours. Still got a bit of work to do. Over on the far side, Ramden Rocks, the Lingfield winner, is boxing on quite well. So any amount of horses with chances. Soy Deo is also well there. That one's in the photo for 3rd place, number 3 of Rod Millman's. Rod's horses have been running really well lately. And here comes confirmation of the result. Wade's Magic is the winner, number 6. Second was LDR. And third, number 3, Soy Dao has finished third, if I'm saying that right, or Swadao. But number 3 has finished third for Rod Millman. And the winner, 6-1. LDR was second at 9-2, and Soy Dao finishing third at 14-1. So Ramden rocks. Maybe that's not quite the place to be over on the far side. It just fades in the closing stages. Julia Fielden's horse was bang there. Here's Sadie for a while, but that one also has given best with about a furlong to go. One final look as we look at the closing stages once again. Not too many coming from off the pace, but running on willingly, Wade's Magic for Brandon Wilkie. His 4th winner. He had a winner at Beverley on Saturday, and he's had another one here today. And there is photographic evidence. Back after the break.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard. Hard! Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
What if people with type 1 diabetes have the power to manage their condition without pricking their finger? To know their glucose levels and where they're heading with just a glance at their phone. To help you know when you're high or low. To get a 20-minute warning before a hypo. To check on their loved ones wherever they are. All wearable glucose sensor. Experience the Dexcom difference today. Visit Dexcom.com.
Imagine a few days away from it all, being spoiled at a country manor, or refreshed by a heritage coastline, with the best of Britain on the doorstep, some precious you time, and great food. Then cocktails, live music, Hell by the Cotswolds, Haythrop Park, opens this summer. Book at warnerhotels.co.uk.
Our new home. Not just a roof over our head, but something to build on. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you're always protected. Which reminds me.
Welcome to Smart Insurance. How can I help?
Hi, I'd like to get a quote for family life insurance, please.
Okay. If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can get cover up to £750,000 depending on your age. You won't need a medical. There are just a few health and lifestyle questions. I just need your age and smoker status, please.
I'm 32 and I don't smoke.
Okay. For £100,000 of cover, it's £6.89 a month.
That's less than I thought. And could help pay the mortgage for him.
As a thank you, you'll get 10% back from your first year's premiums. That's the smart cashback.
Sounds perfect. I'll go ahead.
Life insurance is a smart way to help protect your family's financial future. Plus, when you take out a policy, you'll get a £100 gift card. Get a quote today. Call 0800 2600 552 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
So we're almost off and underway at Lingfield. That will be the second of our destinations today. We get underway with an apprentice handicap. Heading the market here is Hell of a Pace for Johnny Portman. Tyler Saunders on board. We heard a few moments ago from Hayley out on track about the chances of Caponati Con, who is an 8-year-old now, but stepping back up in trip, dropping in grade with the benefit of an inform and Lingfield specialist jockey and Reese Clatterburg on board. He could have a chance at a biggish price. Plenty of others you could mention as well. Dark Chris in there for Ivan Furtado. He's a 5-to-1 shot. And also Daring Guest, another that has been given positive mention, not only a talented jockey on board in Conor Panis, but has dropped down below his last winning mark. He likes the course and distance as well, and he could also be interesting, and you can see there he's just come into 5-1 alongside Dark Chris. They're started loading, so we better get out and rejoin Hayley on track.
Gina, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, good to see you've got a nice field of 11 heading to post here, and hell of a pace has been well back for Jonathan Portman team and Tyler Saunders. We're just seeing one being saddled there. That's Glencoe Boy, Jonathan Fisher. He'll be teaming up here with Tony Carroll, just readjusting his tack actually. A horse who's still a maiden, hoping to make it 24th start lucky today. But you never know. Didn't really step forward too much when it moved around. But we are seeing support for horse number 8, Darcy's Rock. Was 13-2, now 5-1. And as I say that, a few of the others just shuffling around. But Darcy's Rock will be coming from stall 4. So nicely poised for William Cox and Dominic French-Davies, who are teaming up here. She was successful back in July at Chepstow, and it wasn't a bad run from what we saw last time out in a handicap back here on the all-weather when finishing 4th. So it was a good run on the all-weather when finishing 2nd, and it was a good run back on the turf, which was obviously good to see as well. So a horse who's actually never lined up on the polytrack so far, but off a mark of just 53, and William Cox on board, one of the more experienced riders in the lineup, has got every chance. Horse number 6 just coming forward, that's Sweet Summer, Frederick Larson and Mick Appleby. A horse that needs to step forward. Obviously we know Mick does very well when he has these new recruits coming to his yard, a former Harry and Roger Charlton inmate. Haven't seen her for 175 days. Mary Jane Clark about to come forward, another runner for the Tony Carroll team in the lineup, this time Molly Phillips on board, and Fast Dan Seuss for Dion LaRue and Richard Hughes. And that horse shaped well at Chepstow when last seen 72 days ago, though. Haven't seen her out for a while. Doesn't look the most straightforward in the finish, so might benefit from having a more experienced rider up on board. Really interesting. Obviously has changed yards because of the I don't really know how to phrase it, really, the early retirement from racing from Joe Chute, but we're hoping to see him back one day in the training ranks when things maybe will get easier for him, and we'll certainly wish Fast Dan Seuss the best of luck here with the new stable. Daring Guess, that's another one I mentioned earlier on, is having a huge chance here, been very consistent just recently. Conor Planis enjoying good time of things. Tom Clover's having a great season as well, and we know that he's got good course form here. Getting on a bit now, 8 years young, and I'm sure will be involved at the finish. Good old Caponanti Con, another 8-year-old in the lineup. They're the two that are both the oldest, and he'll be the last one to complete the lineup from stall 7, dropping down in grade, and the trip of 7 furlongs should suit as well. We say good afternoon to John Hunt.
Hayley, thanks. Afternoon, everybody. Set to go now. They're off and racing, and the noticeably slow starter was the well-fancied Fast Danseurs. Missed the break badly and is already playing catch-up. Over on the wide outside, Suquaim jumps nicely and now cuts across at the end of the first furlong to sit just in front of the field. Also going well on the outside, that's Dark Crisp, but pulling very hard indeed. On the inside, Darcy's Rock has now come through too, and Harbour Storm's just in behind them. So Darcy's Rock taking the field along. Back in 5th place is Daring Guest. Glencoe Boy is in 6th, just shuffled along. Caponanti Con slightly worse than mid-division, and then Sweet Summer further back, just being pushed along too. Hell of a pace. We'll have to hope that the pace early is too strong. It's got a long way back. So too Mary Jane Clark and the slow starter. Fast Danseurs sticking to the inside and needs plenty of luck in running from there as well. Up front then, they begin the turn for home. Dark Chris on the wide outside with Suquain still there, and Darcy's Rock on the inside running rail. Daring Guess now to the outside with every chance. Harbour Storm likewise, just waiting for a split. No luck in running at the moment for Harbour Storm. Caponanti Con and hell of a pace. They come next. Fast Danseurs passing 1 or 2 late in the day, but Daring Guest has now come through, hits the front, starts to storm on. Half a furlong left to go. Daring Guest making mincemeat of this opening race field. Daring Guest and Conor Planis go on to win with any amount in hand. In 2nd place, Glencoe Boy at a big price, and Harbour Storm a little bit unlucky, couldn't get a run at a vital stage, but still picked up.
Yeah, deserved pat down the neck punch to the air from Conor Planis as well. He's very happy to secure the success here for Tom Clover. The team have managed to get this horse back to winning ways as Daring Guest has done it decisively, very decisively so. He's just come back down below his last winning mark, and he's been doing well just recently. I suppose it's a job of satisfaction. I spoke to Gina earlier on this afternoon about this horse's chances, and just mentioned that it's just been a little bit unlucky the last couple of times that Conor's been on board here at Lingfield over this course and distance. So it's almost as if it's a bit of satisfaction that things have gone right today, having probably just been a little bit troublesome just recently. We were staying on the last time out. It got carried out of the run a little bit, not his fault at all, but things didn't go well. That was back in June, and earlier on in April. Again, he was just looking for the gaps at the right time, Gina. So I think this ride will go down as a satisfying one from the young rider who's flying at the moment.
It certainly is. We have regularly been singing his praises here from the studio. Seb Sanders in particular has been really impressed by some of his exploits, and he's added another winner on a horse he does know well. He partnered this horse on the last two occasions, but it was a commanding performance today, wasn't it, for Daring Guest. He's absolutely taken off in the straight here. He had a clear run through. There was a bit of hard luck going on for several of those in behind, but there was no doubting this winner. 9-2 his starting price from Glencoe Boy, who's run on for second at 40-1. Harbour Storm was third at 9-1. So we're off and underway from Lingfield. We'll no doubt get some reaction to that performance very shortly, but next port of call will be Wolverhampton. 1:40 is post time for the opening Kazoo handicap. It's a staying contest, 1 mile and 6, and we'll be delving into this very shortly. But the horse that's been backed throughout the course of the morning is La Belle Vie for Heather Main, an excellent second over course and distance last time from what was a challenging position as well. Everything expected to suit this horse today. Stepped up last time to this trip and really seemed to thrive for it. When we said everything did go against the horse, had to come from further back than ideal on this occasion. Racing off the pace was, it doesn't tell the whole story in this insert, but was hampered as well at the time. But what we did ascertain on the day was that seemed to really improve for the step up in trip. It was too little too late to catch Shut Up and Dance, who'd already stole a march, but you can see absolutely flying from the back of the field. They're staying at the 1 and 6 trip. That is expected to suit. Had a little bit of a freshen up and a bit of a break. Holly Doyle on board, another huge positive, and it's not a surprise to see this filly's been really well backed after that excellent run over course and distance. Is the 4-5 favourite here at the top of the market, having come in for loads of support throughout the course of the morning. 11-2 then is next in Chicago Gal for Alan King and George Bass, and Blazon is in behind that one, now into 13-2 from 7-1. Simon, as we look ahead to our first race.
So runners arriving down at the 1 3/4 start in the bright sunshine here. Forecast suggested that it was going to be overcast for much of the afternoon, but it's pretty bright. Still a little bit of a headwind that they'll face coming into the home straight. Just to remind you that they did some deep work to the track here just last week. So Clerk of the Course Fergus Cameron has warned that it could just ride a fraction on the slow side, but the cool nights we've had over the last few days he feels will go some way to negating that. And there is your favourite, La Belle Vie, horse number 6. Holly Doyle for Heather Main. It's a good combination because Holly hasn't ridden an awful lot for the stable, 17 times to be precise, but she's delivered them 4 winners. So it's a pretty healthy strike rate. La Belle Vie, as you've seen, was a fairly encouraging second last time out. It's early days for her. She's 0 from 7 so far, but the last run was a big step in the right direction, and Holly's going to be hoping to be somewhere close to the pace, no doubt, as they swing for home here, especially if the track is riding a bit on the slow side, and they've got a bit of a headwind as well to contend with. But it was a taking performance over course and distance last time, and of course it's not insignificant to point out that this 3-year-old has a £10 weight for age allowance over some of the older opposition. La Belle Vie is your 6-5 on favourite for the opener, the first of 6 here at Wolverhampton.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
So runners loading in here for this opening race at Wolverhampton. Now, just a reminder that tomorrow the Racing League continues week 4 and we head to Windsor, and all the coverage will start from 4:15 for some fiercely competitive handicap racing tomorrow. So 1 mile 6 is the trip for this opening race. We've already discussed the chances of La Belle Vie, who's now 10-11. You've got Chicago Gal, who he mentioned. So I have to mention a couple of the others at slightly bigger prices, because the return to this trip you'd have thought would suit Kitten's Dream as well for the Scott Dixon team, and that horse has dropped another £1, is now looking pretty well handicapped. Kitten's Dream. Morning Symphony as well lines up here for Jamie Snowden. This one was weak in the market this morning, but has won here over the shorter trip, 1.5 miles. Has been over hurdles a couple of times since his last flat run. This is the first flat run for the Jamie Snowden team. He was with George Bowie. She subsequently changed hands for $9.5 grand, so they're going to try her back over the flat to try and return to that sort of level that saw her win a 1.5 mile handicap here. So there are positives to be gleaned from her profile, but she has been a big price here. She's out to 25-1. She's been a massive drifter this morning, and that's surely significant. A couple more to come forward. Blazon for the Kim Bailey stable, who is also a course winner, and that was over a staying trip as well. And again, looking pretty dangerously handicapped off 62. Just having a few problems in stall 2 there. That is Velvet and Steel, but we're going to join them for the call. John Hunt, no, it's not John Hunt. John Hunt's at Lingfield. Let's join them at Wolverhampton. Mark Slater with the call.
Quarters for the opener on the card, and slow to go was Kitten's Dream. Gave the others a good few length starts for this Kazoo handicap. Leading the way, Velvet and Steel making the early pace. Not a particularly strong one. The leaders just bunching up as they race through the first couple of furlongs, and it's allowed the slow starting Kitten's Dream to latch on to the main group as Velvet and Steel in the brown and beige colours makes the running, closely attended by the 3-times course winner Blazon, with a length back to Morning Symphony, another previous course winner, tracking the leading pair on the inside of Chicago Gal, and then also racing up sides, Sweet Dime on the inside of the market leader La Belle Vie, and the back marker a length and a half away in the light blue and red jacket is Kitten's Dream. They're making the left-hand swing towards the home straight first time round, still going a fairly steady pace set by Velvet and Steel in the hands of David Probert, half a length ahead of Blazon and David Egan. The 9-year-old Blazon then followed a length back by the Morning Symphony, back on the flat today after a couple of runs over hurdles, and she's half a length ahead of Chicago Gal. The bottom weight in turn a length, and on the inside is Sweet Dime, another back on the flat after recent runs over hurdles, wearing the colours of trainer Tony Forbes, the red and yellow, and held up at the back of the field Kitten's Dream, the blinkered runner for Dale Swift. They've got a circuit to go in the Kazoo handicap, and dictating terms out in front is Velvet and Steel, followed very closely by on as they take this left-hander out towards the far side of the course, with a length away Morning Symphony racing in company with Chicago Gal. Their advantage a couple of lengths over Sweet Dime, the weighted with La Belle Vie, and a length to Kitten's Dream as they head away into the back straight. They'll shortly be passing their departure point and making the run down the back straight with 6 furlongs to travel. Velvet and Steel by a length, Blazon second, Morning Symphony third, and Chicago Gal 2 lengths break to Sweet Dime, racing up sides La Belle Vie, and they're between runners as they head down the back. Leader who's just stepped it up a little going down the far side. They're inside the last 5 furlongs. Velvet and Steel with just a half left, still racing together as they've done throughout the contest. Sweet Dime and La Belle Vie, the market leader, still to make her move, and just getting tapped for foot as they leave the back straight. Well from the back of the field is Kitten's Dream, the blue headgear, and on the wide outside La Belle Vie, but the one to catch Chicago and towards the line and at the start, but in the end will win going away.
Kitten's Dream, who lives and works on the track here at Wolverhampton's, won this for Scott Dixon and Dale Swift, and won it with some aplomb, you've got to say. A horse who did win over 2 miles off this mark at Southwell back in April, and has proven much too good for these here today. Smart performance. He was third here over 2 miles last time out when he wasn't that well placed. The winner got first run on him that day. Dale Swift had him in close proximity this time to Chicago Gal, and he's picked up that one quite readily. It was an improved performance from Chicago Gal, though, stepping up in trip, and then running on when it was all over, really, was the seemingly well handicapped Blazon and Holly's favourite La Belle Vie, who just got caught a little flat-footed early part of the race. You can see the winner didn't get off to the best of starts here. Maybe just dwelling, just rocking back on his hocks a little bit as the stalls open, this Son of Kitten's Joy. It didn't really matter, and Dale just didn't panic and didn't get after this horse too early. Awfully strong pace early part of the race, and he was quite happy just to work his way into this time. He was much better placed to capitalise, and Kitten's Dream wins this at 13-2 for Scott Dixon, who of course has a satellite yard here at Wolverhampton. He still has his main base over at Southwell. Kitten's Dream beating the 5-1 chance Chicago Gal.
Yeah, really good performance by Kitten's Dream. Dropped down to the same mark as when winning last time, and that was over further. That was over 2 miles at Southwell, but they went a nice even pace here that would have helped him to get back into the race in the closing stages, because as Simon flagged up, he did give away lots of ground at the start. Looked to have got himself in a bit of a sweat as well. That might be his normal behaviour. It certainly didn't do his chances any harm today, and he wins the first at Wolverhampton. We are back to Southwell for our second race on the card there. The 150 comes up very shortly. Runners heading down to post, as you can see there. We've got an EBF restricted novice stakes for horses in Band D, so this is a 6 furlong contest, and the runners are heading out, headed by Belsito, who we just got a glimpse of there for Kevin Ryan and Kevin Stott, who's just had the 1 run so far. That was a maiden at Ayr, finished 5th. You'd imagine is fully entitled to improve for that, and as a result heads this market at 2-1, just come in a point from 9-4. Red Treasure was given a real positive mention by Robert Cooper this morning. She ran well at Brighton last time, despite potentially not being in love with the track, which can often happen, but she's 3-1. You've got His Arm, who's also had the benefit of a couple of runs, finishing second at Wolverhampton last time. She's 9-2. He's 9-2, I should say, caught by Fast Company. And She's Sentimental is 11-2 now from 6-1. So that one just come in a shade. And this is a newcomer for the Alice Haynes stable. She was a 10 grand purchase. She's got a bit of a US slant to her pedigree. She was bought as a yearling from America, and she's an interesting one with that slight market support here on debut. She's the shortest of the newcomers. There's a few others in there. Absolute Peach for Tom Ward, Last Stand, Mary Coulter as well. But as the runners arrive down at post, hopefully Robert can furnish us with a little bit more intel as to how they look beforehand.
I can also tell you that one that went down to post early, as he did last time, is his arm. Looked fine. His arm, he's finished second in both his starts so far at Wolverhampton and on debut at Thirsk. Harrison Shaw rides that one, picked up for 13,000 at the Breeze Ups. There's number 2, Belsito, who's the current 9-4 favourite. I think probably will be pretty prominent early on. Has just had one run so far. Finished behind a Tim Easterby trained horse called Tyrone's Poppy, who boosted the form by winning again next time at Lingfield. So that's good. And the runner-up called Thank You Appreciate, that one next time at Ripon. So the form is good for that Belsito. Belsito finished 5th behind those two, but the first two have come out and won since. So you always like to see the form looking quite good. I'm still sticking to Red Treasure, mainly, I mean, sentimentally really, being loyal to Corinthian Kid of Johnny Portman's that beat Red Treasure at Windsor, and then probably, as Gina was saying, didn't like the track next time at Brighton. Red Treasure and Belsito, the two big guns in this race.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
So they'll start loading in very shortly. We've got a glimpse there of Belsito, who looks really well. He's just had that one run so far at Ayr on that occasion, and it was a good performance from this horse, who heads the market accordingly. He finished 5th. It came over the same trip as this, but he steps onto the all-weather now. But certainly you'd expect him to be entitled to come on for that performance. He was beaten around 4.5 lengths on that occasion. He led on that day, so it'd be interesting to see if they adopt similar tactics and just try and keep it simple here. He was just carried across the track in the closing stages as well. He just still looked plenty green enough. So again, as I said, you'd imagine he'd furnish up for that, and he's the 11-5 favourite. Red Treasure, as Robert gave us the lowdown on, looks to have a good chance stepping onto the all-weather as well here. Dunlop's had a few winners in recent weeks, and he runs this one in those familiar colours of the Honourable Ronnie R. Cooley of Red Verdon and Co., all the red horses of red fame. And that one is 7-2. Just a few more to go in, Bob.
Yeah, there are a few here with chances, actually. I mean, we talked about Belsito and Red Treasure, but his arm obviously comes here with a chance. We mentioned that one. The top one, Anna Haddy, has run 3 times, made favourite last time, Gay Kellaway's horse, and didn't run particularly well at Great Yarmouth. Got a visor on today, but I'm sure that he can do a bit better. And Gay was amongst the winners, I think, yesterday. She's never far away from the winners, is she? One of the last to go in will be Anna Haddy with the visor on, and I think we'll be ready to rejoin Richard Hoyles.
And they're off. 6 furlongs is again the trip. A little bit of slow away, last stand towards the inside. Well away. They include Belsito, who's moving across in the noseband, and also racing handily R. Florentine. Anna Haddy in that white visor towards the outside as they approach the bend. And they are the first trio. Mary Coulter on the inside of She's Sentimental, a debutante in the orange colours who's broken okay. Red Treasure races in midfield in the diamonds. Miss Fernie Factor comes next as they make the turn. His Am making ground, having initially been quite a long way back, and also Absolute Peaches towards the rear in company with Last Stand. So they make the corner. Belsito just hanging out slightly round the turn. Inconveniences Anna Haddy, who switches back to the inside. And Belsito's hung right over to this near side running rail. A straighter course for the likes of our Florentine Anna Haddy. Now Red Treasure tries to get going as well. Our Florentine's still there over on the far side in Hizam in the grey and blue colours as Belsito's eased right out of it. So over on the far side, Hizam in company with our Florentine and the orange colours of She's Sentimental with Red Treasure. A wave of 4. They're now away for Anna Haddy. She's Sentimental in the orange colours, Red Treasure in the diamonds, and it's Red Treasure who's come from well back but is getting on top on the run to the line. And Red Treasure off the mark at the third time of asking. Beats She's Sentimental. Third for our Florentine. Better run there. Beats Hizam. Then Anna Haddy. Belsito proved virtually unrideable off the home turn and has finished last against the near side rail.
Yeah, I hope Belsito's all right. Hung across towards the stand side and was eased down by Kevin Stott. But the winner is Red Treasure, I'm delighted to say, because that boosts a bit of form that I was interested in at Windsor the other day. Finished second behind Corinthian Kid, which I've got a little mini share in as a proud owner, and obviously didn't like. I don't think she liked Brighton last time. Not all horses do like the undulations there, but she's come from off the pace and she's run on well to beat She's Sentimental, who's run a very good first race for Alice Haynes. She's a half sister to 4 winners. She's Sentimental, and I'm sure she'll be winning before too long. Alice this afternoon. Florence.
Yeah, we unfortunately had a few problems with the sound there, but Red Treasure, no doubting that performance. It was a step forward, wasn't it, from this filly, and has taken well to the all-weather, to the even tempo of the race and the flat track, and has done really well there to win at 7-2. As you say, or as Robert pointed out, just looking down there in the closing stages, Kevin Stott on the favourite Belsito hung last time, and quite possible that whatever's been irking that horse has come out again today, so we wish them the best getting that one back on track. But She's Sentimental ran a really good race on debut, very professional performance in second, and as Robert was about to touch upon, we had a big price winner, a big priced horse, 66-1, our Florentine, running on for third. So that is us underway at all 3 of the 4 venues we'll be visiting today. Worcester for the Jumps fans a little bit later on. To Sean Boyce now, who'll guide you through the rest of it. Good luck if you're getting stuck in. That's all from me. Goodbye for now.
Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Seb and Sandra decided to get creative for their new home cinema upgrade. Thankfully, because they know that BT gives them a speed guarantee, super strength and security built in. At $28.99 a month, they know it's worth every penny. Join BT today.
Your horse is the only horse that matters. And if it's beaten within a length of the winner, we'll give you a free bet back. Beaten by a length. Available every day of the flat season with Coral.
At Viking, we're proud to have been voted the world's #1 for both rivers and mid-size ocean cruises. But it is now time for us to work even harder to continue searching for meaningful experiences and new adventures for you to embark upon. They say when you reach the top, there's only one way to go. We say that way is onwards. Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
At the Cotswold Company, we know your table hosts many memories. That's why we build our furniture to stand the test of time with traditional craftsmanship. Along with our beautiful range of tableware, glassware and accessories, you can bring your home to life with the perfect dining table. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
The e-Foldy is the world's lightest folding mobility scooter. It fits into the boot of your car, unfolds and turns into a scooter in just seconds. It will go wherever you go, making it perfect for leisure, shopping and everyday use. Stop dreaming of all the places you could go and start discovering where you can go.
The fact that it's portable and you can fold it up and bring it anywhere, it has changed my life.
Let your freedom unfold. Call eFoldy today or visit www.efoldy.com.
Visit uswitch.com to see if you could save £162 on your broadband. That put a spring in his step. It's probably time you switch.
Beaten by a length from Connell, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
I haven't got my microphone. We'll get you to Lingfield and to Haley. It's me.
Thank you very much, Sean. Good afternoon to you. My word, you'd have thought all the years you've been in that chair you'd know by now, but no, we're only human. Anyway, we've got a really interesting novice event coming up here. I've had a good look at them in the parade ring as well, so just to spin through some of the notes we've picked up. The paddock pick would have to be horse number 5, Sporting Hero. Very laid back, son of Bobby's Kitten for George Bowen and Andrea Azzini, a horse who ran in a pretty hot race up at Newmarket that obviously has worked out well. We know that the horse that won the race that day has gone on to be competitive in much more competitive racing, so that form is pretty red hot coming into this. Noble Style dominated up at Newmarket in some style that day, and I'm sure this horse will be able to step forward. We then saw Noble Style win the Gimcrack up at York, the Gimcrack up at York just recently. So that form obviously is very strong form for for Sporting Hero. The market leader, though, Harry Brown, he looked really nice and a stunning individual, but he was just a little bit on edge. Luke Morris and David Simcott, this horse really does set the benchmark here, Harry Brown, because he's already got a mark of 79, so that's kind of what the opposition will need to run to get the better of him. He'll be coming from stall 7, but he's got plenty of experience under his belt. Silk's Graphite, he was quite on his toes as well. And Saba Al Ward, 5-1 third favourite in here. She looked quite an elegant debutant for the Richard Hughes team. And Ryan Moore, obviously, an interesting jockey booking. So that completes the lineup here at Lingfield. Here's John.
They're off and racing. Nice even jump from the gates with Refine jumping very nicely. Sabah Al Ward showing a degree of pace as well as they head round in towards the first bend, and Friends Together right there on the inside. Sporting Hero is out wide, but another one to show plenty of early speed. Harry Brown's only just in behind these leaders, sitting in 5th place with Gintini in behind. To the wide outside is Fierce, and the back marker is Silk's Graphite as they blaze past the 3 pole down to the 2. The turn for home shortly on them. Sporting Hero looms up on the outside of Refine, the 2 leaders, with Sabah Al Ward in 3rd place. 4th is Friends Together. Then on the outside, Harry Brown, now seeing all the daylight on the wide outside, but needs to pick up because Sporting Hero has gone for home. Harry Brown moving into top gear. Sabah Al Ward, Fierce, showing some promise in behind them, but it's still Sporting Hero in front here from Harry Brown in 2nd place. Sporting Hero and Andrea Azzini go on to win. Harry Brown placed again. Fierce got up for 3rd place ahead of Sabah Al Ward in 4th.
Yeah, Sporting Hero stood out a mile in the preliminaries, really laid back course, and with that form behind Noble Star, he stepped forward, leaps and bounds here to do it pretty decisively. 9-4 for George Bowie, and Andrea Azzini, the son of Bobby's Kitten, he's just really was chilled out. Picked up at the Craven Breeze up sales back in April, just that one start up at Newmarket, cost 70,000 guineas from Colm Sharkey, who actually picked him up that day, and he's just got a really likeable way about him. I like the way he stretched out and quickened up in the closing stages, and Andrea Azzini up on board Well, he's riding with so much confidence as ever. Love the fact that he's not picked his stick up either. He's so much confidence in the saddle. He's just pushed his horse out hands and heels, and I think this will be a big stepping stone at 9-4. Harry Brown has done little wrong in defeat their 6-5 favourite, and Fierce has run well for third at 17-2.
Thanks, Hayley. Sporting Hero, well back this morning, 100-30 earlier on today, returns 9-4 and gets the better of Harry Brown, who's placed once again, as John said, Fierce back in third place. So a well back winner at Lingfield. Will we have a well back winner at Wolverhampton? Colnago's been well supported in the market. There he is. He'll be a hot favourite. We're off to Wolves next.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard! Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
So, in an emergency, our Berryshaw alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
I knew it was a good idea.
Berryshaw Alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at berryshaw.co.uk.
There's magic flowing in me. I got happy feet.
Dykeman, all school shoes, buy one, get one half price.
We're all busy, but sometimes put off the important things, like helping to provide financial protection for your family if the worst should happen.
Welcome to Smart Insurance. You're speaking to Lisa. How may I help you?
Hi. Your advert for life insurance says I can arrange cover over the phone with no complicated forms.
Yes, that's right. Would you like a quick quote?
Please.
OK, as long as you're a UK resident, aged 18 to 64, you can apply for a benefit amount of £60,000 up to £750,000 to give you and your family peace of mind.
Great.
You won't need a medical or a blood test, just a few health and lifestyle questions to answer. I just need to get your age and smoker status.
I'm 32 and a non-smoker.
OK, if you choose a £100,000 benefit amount, it's £6.89 a month for the first year.
That costs less than I thought. And with £100,000, my wife could pay off the mortgage and a few other expenses.
The full benefit amount can be paid in advance if you're diagnosed as being terminally ill. And for greater peace of mind, you can add cover for your children or for critical illness.
Oh, that's good to know.
We'll send you a will kit with your policy. And as a thank you, you'll get back 10% of your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback.
Great. I'll go ahead.
With Smart Insurance, you can help protect your family's future. Take out a policy today to receive your free £100 Amazon gift card. Call 0800 880 7764 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Racing Super Series from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Welcome back. Runners making their way down to the start here at Wolverhampton, ahead of race number 2 on the card. There's the favourite, Colnago, who's now odds on, actually. Was 6-4, I think, top price earlier on. Has been subject of good support, was back down to 5-4, 11-10, opened 11-10, now odds on 10-11, Colnago. 100-30, Quantum Impact is next in. And then Just Bring It, 11-2, 7-1, Syndicated. Res been very weak. That was single figures of 7-8, 9-1 earlier on, but much bigger now at 22-1. So all about this one horse, Colnago. Interesting name. It's the name of an Italian bicycle brand, Colnago, but there may be other meanings for it as well. 10-11. Debuted at Pontefract on the turf and ran a creditable third 4 weeks ago today. In terms of how that race has worked out, one runner from that race has won since, Frank the form, but very strong support, Simon, for Colnago here. Odds on now, goes 5-6.
Yes, hi Sean. Plenty to like about this colt. He's very speedily bred and made a good impact, I thought, on debut at Pontefract, and I think a real hallmark of his performance that day was just how professional he was. He'd come from the breeze-ups, cost 130,000, and with a lot of natural speed packed into that frame of his, I thought ran really well. Given how professional he was on debut, you've got to ask just how much more improvement there might be to come from him, and there might not need to be a lot to win this anyway, but he's a likeable sort. Clifford Lee on board. Cliff, of course, who was entrusted with the ride on Swing Along to win the Lowther Stakes for Carl Burke just a week or two ago at York. Real stalwart of the Burke stable. Good draw in stall 3. He's got some nice options from there, so no surprise that Colnago heads the market, but getting harder all the time. 6-5 on.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
Well, there in the purple and yellow colours is Hector Crouch, looking very relaxed on Quantum Impact, who's also had the one run, a bit of experience from that Salisbury effort over 6 furlongs. Kept on well that day, and, you know, he's out of a Galileo mare, so he may well appreciate going a little bit further in time. Interesting, then, that Rafe Beckett sends him here over a sharp 6 for this second career run. Not quite as well drawn as the favourite out in stall 9. Which may just present a challenge or two for Hector there. You can see over on the left-hand side, yellow colours, favourite Colnago going in without too much of an issue, and just about to step forward, one of the two Richard Fahey newcomers. I thought they were both quite nice types, actually. Desert Games, he's a son of Kodiak, cost 210,000 as a yearling. First foal from the family of Danehill Dancer, so it's a really lovely page if you go deep enough with him. And the other runner already tucked away in the yellow and black stripes, that's Rez, who's a son of Dandy Man and was even more expensive, cost 290,000 euros as a yearling, and he's a full brother to the Group 3 winner Happy Romance, so a lot to like about him as well. He's clearly the first string here because Ashino, who's the stable jockey, rides him. Ashino's had 24 winners for the stable so far. Drawn in stall 7. He might just be the one of the two Fahey runners to keep an eye on here. Jockey change, Holly Doyle on horse number 3 here. Centre stage, has a bit to find on what he's achieved so far, but he's the last one forward. Mark Slater has the call.
And they're off, and they're racing over the 6 furlong trip for the British Standing Stud ZBF Maiden Stakes. Very slow to go was Centre Stage as they cover the first couple of furlongs, showing good speed. Colnago on the inside, disputing it with upon the outside Spiritual Love. Between runners is Quantum Impact in the mauve, white and purple stars on the sleeves. Just Bring It in the blue, white and red is tracking the leaders with on the inside the bright pink and green of Syndicated. Then mid-division on the inside Desert Games, blue and yellow spots, followed by stablemate Rez, the yellow and black, and Urban Terms is in the white and green. The back markers are driven along Angel of Antrim, and the back marker the slow to go Centre Stage. But Colnago's moved through now on the inside rail and has taken over from Quantum Impact in second place for Hector Crouch, and they're 1 and 2 as they swing in. But Syndicate travels well in behind them in third. He's only a length away. 2 lengths to the newcomer Desert Games, who is keeping on, and then Spiritual Love and Colnago tackled by Quantum Impact the near side, but Syndicated is finishing strongly the far side, and Colnago is headed and looks beaten as they come inside the last, and it's Syndicated who's gone on now from Quantum Impact as they race well inside the final furlong. Desert Games keeps on promisingly in third place, but this will go to Syndicated in the first time hood under David Probert, beats Quantum Impact. They're running on Desert Games, who shaped well. Rez also ran on well from the rear, and then on the inside was Just Bring It.
We've seen a fairly impressive winner of what looks to be a decent little race here. Syndicated at 7-1 for Andrew Balding and David Probert. David gave this horse a lovely ride, always travelling well behind the pacemakers. Quantum Impact and Colnago got a lovely split at the top of the stretch as well. And once he's gone to the front, this son of Dubawi, I think he's done it with a fair amount in hand. Showed a lot of promise at Newmarket, this horse over 5 on debut, and then probably didn't quite live up to that at Ascot over 6 last time, but this was much more like it and wins nicely from Quantum Impact. Desert Games running a good race in third for Richard Fahey, and also his newcomer Rez was seen to be staying on with a bit of purpose as well. Those two horses will improve for a good stable on the back of that experience, but there you can see ears pricked in that first time hood. It's a winner for David Probert. Syndicated does this one quite nicely.
A tidy success, third time lucky for Syndicated for trainer Andrew Balding, in the colours of Andrew Rosen and My Racehorse. Under David Probert, his first go on this one, 7-1 Syndicated. Solid in the market, as was Quantum Impact, who was prominent throughout, just in behind Colnago. He was a bit keen early, Colnago. That was the only excuse, although the fractions weren't blistering in terms of what was flashing up on the screen. Desert Games staying on third on debut. That was a promising debut run in third place. The action continues to come thick and fast. We're off to Southall next with the Southall Golf Club handicap, and Resilience has been well supported. 1 of 2 in there in the Nick Bradley colours, but Resilience heading the market on 3-1.
Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
When you can buy by spoke from a real person. Why buy boring? Shop Etsy.
Lunch. No fun. But at KFC, lunch is kind of a big deal. Get the Twister Wrap of the day. Just $1.98 at KFC.
What if people with type 1 diabetes had the power to manage their condition without pricking their finger? To know their glucose levels and where they're heading with just a glance at their phone? To help you know when you're high or low? To get a 20-minute warning before a hypo? To check on their loved ones wherever they are? All this knowledge powered by a small wearable glucose sensor. Experience the Dexcom difference today. Visit Dexcom.com.
Got a chip? One day it will crack, and then you'll need a new windscreen.
Why wait for that to happen?
Our repair makes your windscreen strong again. Could be as little as a tenner.
Or sometimes even free. See a chip? Go straight to autoglass.co.uk.
Autoglass repair, Autoglass replace.
So, in an emergency, our very sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Verisure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verisure.co.uk.
Parents, meet Go Henry. It's a debit card connected to a smart app, managed by parents and loaded with budgeting tools designed to simplify family life. 92% of parents said their children are more money confident since using Go Henry. Plus, they get to customise their cards. Join over 1 million customers and sign up now at gohenry.com.
The big games are here. Big challenges. Big moments. Big goals. And big whatever that was. And with Coral's free-to-play football Super Series, this week's big game just got better. Predict 4 match stats and you could win free bets or £50 cash. Football Super Series. Free-to-play every week from Coral.
Are you protective? Could you protect space? Everyone's got that one thing they were born to do. Find your force in the RAF.
Being by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Welcome back. Runners making their way down at Southall. There is Resilience, who heads an open market. Has been back there from 5-1. Top weight in this race, Resilience. 4 times a winner when trained by Tony Carroll. Now with rookie trainer Craig Lidster, who's having a good first season. This was last time out effort by Resilience at Doncaster. Quite promising this in a couple of respects. Was running off 87, has dropped a pound to 86. The winner here, Tease Spirit, wins well, as you can see. Goes on to win by a few lengths off a mark of 89. Followed up off 95 next time, so defied a £6 rise next time. So that form has been nicely franked by the winner at least. Resilience, as I say, 4 times a winner for Tony Carroll from marks ranging from 75 up to 85, and now runs off 86 Resilience, so should be competitive. Craig Lidster, the trainer, by the way, is on a hat-trick actually. His last 2 runners were winners. We had a winner at Ripon on the 29th. He had 1 runner yesterday at Carlisle, which also won, and this is his next runner since, so he's on the hat-trick. Craig Lister, Resilience, trying to make it 3 on the spin for the yard over 3 different days. 100 to 30 Resilience. 7 to 2 and next in is Income, and in this, well, similar colours to Resilience, and another Nick Bradley syndicate is Fast Response, who's a much bigger price on 10 to 1. They're going down.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. All season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
Interesting market, as Sean was saying. There's been quite a lot of support for Resilience, one of the 2 Nick Bradley horses, who was talking to us a little bit earlier on Sky Sports Racing. But Resilience, 6 to 1, I noted, was the best price last night. 100 to 30 now, and plenty of support. Didn't run badly at Doncaster, as we just saw, and won a couple of races at Windsor in May and June, when trained by Tony Carroll. 3rd run for Craig Lidster, who, as Sean was saying, is in great form. He had a winner at Ripon, Mask of Anarchy, and yesterday Chester Le Streak was a winner at Carlisle, so the stable in great form. I thought the other Nick Bradley horse would have a bit of a chance, but the market seems to completely disagree. 10 to 1, absolutely friendless. Just had 1 run on the all-weather. Got quite well beaten at York last time, but was a little bit impeded at the start in a Class 2 fillies handicap. I thought this was definitely easier company. I thought she would have a squeak as well, ridden by Sam Fielden. But there are a few with chances. High Velocity, we see quite form recently. Got quite well beaten at Yarmouth last time behind good old Hans Soloberger. Only beat 1 home on that occasion. Grey horse, High Velocity, ridden by Ross O'Ryan and trained by James Tate with the red preliminary hood on. That'll come off quite soon. Income is worth a look at. I thought Richard Hughes' horse would have a chance. 2nd favourite, 18 to 5. One of those slightly weird prices, priced up at 9 to 2 last night. Won 4 runs ago at Newmarket, 1 over 5 furlongs, won a Class 5 fillies handicap, put up £4 after that, and didn't run badly last time actually, behind a horse of John Jenkins called Bang on the Bell at Wolverhampton, and Finley Marsh was on board. Blinkers are fitted today. Whether that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, it's usually, I mean, it seems like it's something different, but it's usually a positive move. It's positive intention anyway. It might not work 100%, but obviously Richard Hughes thinks that maybe the fitting of blinkers might just encourage Income to regain winning ways. Shanko, bit of support for that. Stuart Williams, his horse. Marco Ghiani's on board. That's got headgear for the first time. Got a visor on for the first time. Hasn't won on the turf, but has won a couple of times on the all-weather. Won a couple of races at Chelmsford over 5 and 6 furlongs back at the turn of the year, December and January. And Marco riding plenty of winners for Stuart Williams. So, Sean, there are quite a few. There aren't too many you can... I suppose you could put in Astral Beat as a bit of a chance. That finished just behind Income when they met at Wolverhampton. So only 8 runners, but hard to rule too many of them out. But the money seems to be for Resilience. 100 to 30 favourite.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a positive in here, Resilience, and a slight negative for Instinction, although not so much now. Instinction 15-2 did touch 5-1. The filly trained by Brian Smart. Instinction, she's another you can give a good chance to, actually. She runs here on the all-weather off 77. Instinction, she won at Newcastle back in November off 83 on the all-weather. So she's dropping down the handicap once again. She's quite interesting. She's drawn 1 to the outside of Resilience, 5 and 6, 5 Resilience, 6 Instinction, and they're both quite likely to move forward early on in the race, you would think, so that might be an early tussle. And braking quickly at Southall, even on a changed surface, is often key in getting motoring and galloping quickly, so I wouldn't rule Instinction out off 15-2 if she can get rolling early on. It's a first visit to Southall for Instinction. There she goes. White colours with a blue cross, but ooh, looks like we're set.
So Poet into stall 7, completes the line. That is it, straight 5 furlongs. And they're off for the Southwell Golf Club handicap. Shanko was a little bit slow and awkward into stride. Pace is being shown by Resilience in the noseband and Instinction, who's racing very fast in the white and blue colours. They show to the advantage over the grey High Velocity, who chases. On the stand side, the red cap of Fast Response, and then Poet. Shanko trying to get back involved with Income, and over on the far side is Astral Beat. So spearheading the formation is Instinction passing halfway. High Velocity and Resilience continue to give chase either side of the leader with 2 furlongs to travel. Stand side, Fast Response and Poet as they make their way down with a furlong and a half to go. Income trying hard to get involved. Instinction still has the lead from High Velocity and Resilience, over a furlong to go. Over on the far side is Astral Beat, but Instinction has led them a merry dance. High Velocity is coming now, however, with a sustained challenge, and High Velocity moves to Instinction as they go inside the final 50 yards. High Velocity it is who's getting on top to win for Ross Orion. Instinction, a bold bid, eventually finished in second with Astral Beat, and then behind these Fast Response, who is in 5th, just ahead of Resilience.
High Velocity has won. Ross Orion riding for James Tate rather, has beaten Instinction, who's finished second. Third home was Astral Beat, and they were well clear of the best of the Nick Bradley pair was Fast Response, who's finished back in 4th place. But in the end, High Velocity returns to winning ways. Won at Newcastle back in the winter. Won at Wolverhampton as well. So maybe happier on the all-weather. Comes back from a bit of a break as well. Had a couple of months off. Hadn't run since finishing, only beating 1 home at Yarmouth a couple of months ago, but fresh as paint, has come back and run really well, as a good race, the only one to really make a race of it, and they've left Astral Beat back in 3rd place. So for what looked a pretty competitive race on paper, has turned into a bit of a uncompetitive one really, because High Velocity has won quite comfortably at 4-1.
Yeah, comfortably on top in the end. High Velocity. Instinction did cope well with Southall, didn't she? She broke very smoothly, which she's done before, and showed plenty of early speed and got the better of Resilience early on. That was a very short-lived tussle. I thought those two might have quite a battle for the front, but that was won very quickly by Instinction. She hasn't quite lasted home, Instinction. And the colt, High Velocity, gets the better of her. That's a colt called New Bay in shot in the famous Juddmonte Silks. Rafe Beckett trains. Ryan Moore on board, and Borough is our 2-1 favourite. 3-1 Thunderball's been well backed against Borough, though, interestingly, into 3-1, having been as high as 7-1 previously. And Queen of Uplands also quite well backed for Tom Dascombe, 4-1 now. That was as big as 6-1 early on. So a bit of resistance to Borough, who is our favourite after 3 starts, the third of which came at another of today's venues, actually, Wolverhampton. So this was the most recent bit of form that we have for Borough. As you can see, has a bit of work still to do at this stage. The race is going to be won by Lady Hamana. Goes on to win well. Godolphin's Princeville in second. And doing good work late on Borough. Going to get very close to Princeville on the line. Have a look at this. Closing all the time. Closing. Just third on the line. Race hasn't We've only seen a couple of runners come out of this race so far, and one of them placed, but not a lot to shout about in terms of form from that race. But it was a good run and doing a lot of good work late on, as you could see there. Burr at 9-4, but I wouldn't go so far as to say a drifter as such. 7-4, 2-1 earlier on, 9-4, but there is some resistance, certainly in the shape of support for Thunderball and Queen of Uplands, both well backed. 100-30 Thunderball, don't forget that was as big as 7-1. There's Thunderball, Night of Thunder gelding, and the filly Queen of Uplands, trained by Tom Daskam, 7-2 now from 6-1. So those two being backed against the favourite. What did Hayley make of them? Let's find out.
Sean, thank you very much indeed. You had a nice look at them. Burrow looked very Bonnie type in the parade during the son of Nube, who we just saw him there in action. And you can just see he's got quite a sprinting, shuffly action as he goes down to the start here. Ryan Moore will be looking forward to try and get a good tune out of him. He's been behaving very well, taking everything very nicely in his stride as well. So looking forward to seeing how he fares today. And I just thought that he should be okay moving around the track here at Lingfield as well. He's just got quite a short stride on him. Obviously got the downhill part here at Lingfield. He's never raced. He's had 3 starts: Windsor, Thirsk and Wolverhampton, where he probably put in his best effort last time out. And obviously he's looking to try and get his head in front for the first time. It was his 4th outing. But the Rafe Beckett team, red hot at the moment. They're operating at a 28% strike rate, so hoping to enhance their recent form. You'll see quite a strong, robust looking type, quite burly. So no doubt he'll shape up into a nice sprinter when he continues to strengthen. Queen of Uplands, horse number 5, who's the 3rd favourite in here, 7-2. She was quite on her toes in the parade. You could see Tom Daskam here, Pierre-Louis Jamin up on board, has a mark of 73, so very closely matched with Burrow in the lineup. But she looks as though she's behaving quite nicely down at the start here. You can just see she's just quite an athletic, quite a racy type. I wouldn't worry too much the fact that she is a sprinter. So fingers crossed she'll be able to apply herself from stall 6, not ideally drawn, but provided she breaks well, she might be able to go forward. And of course she's just had a bit of a few unlucky starts in her career, with 6 outings and a few near misses. She's been doing all right, so back down in trip I think would be a positive, but obviously she's just starting to look a little bit more exposed than the rest of these. She's never budged off that mark of 73, so hopefully there'll be a victory with her imminently. And the other one, just to talk about, 8-1 chance, number 2, One More Ollie. She looked quite a nice athletic type. Ammo Racing represented here. She was the last one to leave the parade ring, and Pat Dobbs gets on board her for the first time. Now, she headed off to Chelmsford back in May when she managed to come out on top. She was then thrown into the Queen Mary, which of course won by Dramatise. Unfortunately, she was very keen that day and didn't really offer too much at the Royal Ascot meeting. And then we saw her back at Chelmsford line up in a nursery handicap off an opening mark of 76. She had joint top weight that day, and again she raced very, very keen. She was a bit temperamental. She was slow to get into stride, and then when she did, she jumped. So you can just see while they're doing everything they can just to try and get her to relax, Sean, and try and get the best out of her. I feel like there's unfinished business really with her today, and so far she's taking everything okay.
Yes, she is. Yeah. Taking a keen interest, looking around, very alert, but nothing untoward. Burrow is our 85-40 favourite. Still favourite, but as I've mentioned before, the next two in the market both well supported against Burrow. Thunderball in particular, an eye-catching market mover. Mohammed Tabti claims £7 on this one for all in Oliver Cole's team. Was very well beaten at Windsor last time out on his 3rd start, Thunderball. But the market suggesting that maybe 74 is a mark they can feel they can go to war with Thunderball, because he has been well backed. Queen of Uplands has also attracted plenty of support. She's had more chances. This is her 7th career start. She's managed a couple of placed efforts. She was Quite well held at Chester last time. Wasn't helped by the draw there. She was drawn 5 of 5, which is always a factor at Chester. She runs off 73, and she has the help of Pierre-Louis Jamin, who can claim £3. Very experienced rider, of course, for the £3. And she's now second best, actually, at 7-2, 18-5. Thunderball, 5-1, then Fragrance. She'll be coming from stall number 5, Fragrance, under Andrea Atzani. 15-2, one more Ollie. Did touch 10-1 at one stage, that filly, but maybe as she's come through the preliminaries, the confidence has grown a bit in her. 15-2. Now the outsider is Goose Rock on 12-1. I think we're nearly all set as the favourite goes forward. Let's get across.
Thanks, Sean. Here we go. 5 furlongs, and they're off and racing. Fair jump from all of them, although Goose Rock just takes a little bit of time to get going and loses a few lengths accordingly. Borough smartly away, and so too Queen of Uplands. And to their inside, one more Ollie's just getting a lead now, a very close third. Only a neck further away, Thunderball in the yellow and blue colours, and then Fragrance towards the outside. Goose Rock is in touch, but still the back marker. And they're racing now past the 3 furlong marker. On they go towards halfway. Borough then with the definite but narrow advantage. Queen of Uplands to the outside, one more Ollie and Thunderball just sit right in behind the leaders. Goose Rock trying to get more competitive as Fragrance is now under pressure last of all. They turn the corner for home, and Borough, the slender leader. Queen of Uplands right there on the outside and now forges on. Queen of Uplands goes past Borough. From the back end of the field, one more Ollie and Thunderball both try and stay on as well. Can Queen of Uplands hold on here? Half a furlong left to go. Queen of Uplands, Thunderball, the latest challenger on the outside. Queen of Uplands and Thunderball tight. In behind those, one more Ollie and Goose Rock fourth.
Now we've got a photo here. It's between number 5, Queen of Uplands on the far side, and I think she's just held on for Pierre-Louis Jamin and Tom Dascombe, just getting the better, denying Thunderball to get his head in front for Mohammed Tabti, Paul and Oliver Cole in second, number 4. They're then clear. The head-on would probably reveal it. Gets a bit close in behind for one more Ollie, but she has done everything right today. And I think we're quite happy that Queen of Uplands has won. Just waiting for the judge to confirm it. It's coming through now. Confirmed, number 5 has got it. I think the slow-mo revealed that. It got tight in the closing stages there for one more Ollie. She did everything right today. It was a much improved effort from her. And she, I think, just gets squeezed up in the closing stages. Unfortunately, the favourite, Borough, it was a bit of a question mark with the way he moves coming to Lingfield. It's a bit of a downhill part of that race, of the track. I don't think it really would have played to his strength. He's got quite a short, scratchy action. But anyway, Queen of Uplands wins at 7-2, beating Thunderball in second at 4-1.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard! Oh. Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Here at the Cotswold Company, we have hundreds of beautiful pieces for your bedroom. Crafted using traditional methods and the finest materials, ensuring they'll last. With a range of bed frames starting from $399. So you can bring your home to life with the dream bedroom. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
Enjoy a freshly prepared 99p mayo chicken, part of the McDonald's Saver menu.
Our new home. Not just a roof over our head, but something to build on. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you're always protected. Which reminds me,
Welcome to Smart Insurance. You're speaking to Lucy. How can I help?
Hi, I'd like to get a quote for family life insurance, please.
Okay. If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can get covered up to £750,000 depending on your age, and help give your family some peace of mind.
That's great.
You won't need a medical or blood test. There are just a few health and lifestyle questions, and you can get it sorted now. For your quote, I'll just need your age and smoker status, please.
I'm 32 and I don't smoke.
Okay. For £100,000 of cover, it's £6.89 a month, or less than 23p a day.
That's less than I thought. And could help pay the mortgage for him.
You receive a free will kit with your policy, and as a thank you, you'll get 10% back from your first year's premiums. That's the smart cashback.
That sounds perfect. I'll go ahead.
Life insurance is a smart way to help protect your family's financial future. Our service is rated Platinum by FIFO, and we've just topped the latest Fairer Finance ratings. Plus, when you take out a policy, you'll get a £100 Amazon gift card. To get a quote today, call our friendly UK team on 0800 285 1676 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
All right.
Matt?
At the races app.
Oh, of course. Wherever you are, get closer with the At the Races app. Packed with tips, race cards and free live racing, download the At the Races app today.
Nice pyjamas.
Yes, a fantastic resource. Be sure to check it out if you haven't already. The At the Races app. The runner's about to load here for race 3, this filly's nursery. Horse in shot is Boom Boom Pow, who's shown a good level of ability, but just hasn't quite gone on from that early promise in a couple of handicaps, and just wonder maybe if the handicapper may well just be in charge with this daughter of Havana Grey at the moment. She's got a good draw here in stall 1. And it's a big day, really, for horse number 2, Clenched, who's quite a price, but she's well bred from the stable of Roger Charlton. Showed a lot of promise on debut in a filly's maiden at Haydock, and then just really hasn't gone on at all from that. Beaten at odds on at Newmarket, then was reported to have never been travelling at Epsom last time out. Just wonder maybe if this horse just will appreciate coming back onto a flatter track. But sharp bends here. She's got the cheek pieces on for the first time, and David Probert in the saddle as well. Nice enough drawn in stall 4, so certainly not without a chance here. And one I thought could potentially go well at a big price. It's probably significant there's no money for her, but Unagi ran really well, I thought, at Chelmsford in maiden company 2 starts ago, and then just didn't seem to stay 7 on a handicap debut at Kempton last time. But back over 6 at a big price may just go well here.
And they're off. This is the Kazoo Fillies Nursery handicap, and Boom Boom Paz has to be bustled along from that inside draw to make best use of that handy position, and is responding, but it's Queen of Carts who leads the early way. The yellow cap, Unagi, is well there, now in a prominent position, but taking a fierce hold is Boom Boom Paz, the grey against the fence. By for now, tracking the leading duo in black and orange. Well there on the outside in the first time blinkers, Cloud Flyer, black and white, and Zefina in the dark blue and grey is only just off the pace. A couple of lengths then to the next in the field. That is to Twilight Tris. Clench is outpaced the Chestnut filly at the back of the field. Dame Members firmly off the bridle in red, white and blue, and Mother India brings up the rear. So it's Unagi and Cloud Flyer who lead them towards the home straight, with only a length back to the next on the inside, Queen of Carts. Well there the outside, Zefina, between runners going well. By for now, Boom Boom Pow firmly off the bridle as they make the run inside the last 2 furlongs. Cloud Flyer disputing with it, Unagi, and here on the outside is By for now unleashing a run. Just behind them, Queen of Carts. Zefina is next, and now Boom Boom Pow hasn't had the run of things, has been switched to try and improve, but inside the last it's Cloud Flyer from on the wide outside, Zefina, who's thrusting home down the centre of the course, and Zefina is finishing too strongly for them all, making this quick return after a run at Newmarket at the weekend, and it's a winning one. Beats Cloud Flyer into second, Queen of Carts was third, and By for now flattered to deceive and drop back into 4th.
Well, there was significant support for Zafina just before the off, and she's returned the 9-2 winner for David Evans, and Callum Shepherd has got quite a break on the second horse, Cloud Flyer, in a race in which the principles on the whole were pretty disappointing. But you can see here Zafina, as they swing for home and run down the final furlong, still has a fair amount of work to do, but keeps on finding. I thought she ran a really promising race in a Racing League race at Lingfield a couple of starts ago. Didn't run quite as well at Newmarket last time, but she's off the mark finally at the 11th attempt, Zafina. And somebody clearly felt that she was capable of making a big impression here today. Massive run from Cloud Flyer in second at 66-1 in that first-time blinkers and tongue-tie combination for George Bowie. And that horse was £4 out of the handicap, so that was a decent performance. And back in third, Queen of Carts has also shown some improvement at a big price. But winner for David Evans, who of course has Rohan Sean to look forward to in the big sprint at Haydock at the weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Nice performance from Zafina, who was well backed and found at big prices earlier on. Zafina, Queen of Carts, another good selection for Hugh Taylor, who hit the bullseye earlier on today with a nice price selection. Queen of Carts hitting the frame in third place and Cloudflyer in second place. We're off to Southall next, where the runners are in the parade ring. Yegan in shot there. 9-4 was favourite, but no longer the case because well backed is Turnagel at Southall. We'll be off there next.
Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
When it comes to racing, control is the most important thing. And the same goes for betting. So if you feel that your gambling is getting out of hand, you can set limits and rein it in with tools from Coral.
The e-Foldy is the world's lightest folding mobility scooter. It fits into the boot of your car, unfolds and turns into a scooter in just seconds. It will go wherever you go, making it perfect for leisure, shopping and everyday use. Stop dreaming of all the places you could go and start discovering where you can go.
The fact that it's portable and you can fold it up and bring it anywhere, it has changed my life.
Let your freedom unfold. Call eFoldy today or visit www.efoldy.com.
Every Cotswold Company sofa is individually handcrafted here in the UK, made with a solid wood frame that's guaranteed for 10 years, with flexible finance options when you spend over £500, helping you to bring your home to life with the perfect sofa. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
So, in an emergency, our Very Sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Very Sure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verysure.co.uk.
Got a chip? One day it will crack, and then you'll need a new windscreen. Why wait for that to happen? Our repair makes your windscreen strong again. Could be as little as £10. Or sometimes even free. See a chip? Go straight to autoglass.co.uk.
Autoglass repair, Autoglass replace.
I'm David Seaman. I've always been in great teams, and now I've joined a new one.
Safe Style. They'll help you make great saves on new windows and doors, and guarantee everything for 10 years. It's why they're number one, something I know all about. If you want unbeatable prices on windows and doors, remember... For great saves, you can't beat Safe Style. Get yours now, and you could start saving on your energy bills.
Being by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Simple Verse from Bondi Beach. She's going to do it. Simple Verse has won the Ledger.
It's Conduit from Regulatory and St Michael's Dance and Ledger Hoodoo is about to be put to bed.
And it's left a bit of going on. This one for the record, the 28th Classic has come on to run, wins the Ledger.
Kingston Hill just in front, and Kingston Hill is going to win the Ladbrokes Ledger. Hurricane Lane surging clear in the Kazoo St Ledger, and Hurricane Lane comes home to win really easily.
Final classic of the season, forming the centrepiece of a wonderful few days of racing at Doncaster. We'll be there every day, of course, for every race, live here on Sky Sports Racing. Do join us. Not far away now. Stuck in to the St Ledger here on Sky Sports Racing. It's this time next week, actually, isn't it? With us before we know it. 11 to 8 the field at Southall, and a strong and clear favourite now in the shape of Turner Girl, who's put a bit of daylight between herself and Jagan. 11 to 8 Turner Girl, strong now, did touch 2 to 1 at one stage, but right back into 11 to 8, 9 to 4 Jagan, 4 to 1 Scudamore is next in, and it's 15 to 2 bar the front 3 in the market. So Turner Girl really asserting in terms of market support late on. Will she be able to do the same on the track? She's got a £6 penalty to defy after her success on the turf at Catterick last time out. How did she look? What did we make of her rivals? Let's find out with Robert.
She looked fine, and we make of her rivals. Well, I think she's got a favourite's chance, hasn't she? 11 to 8, very well supported favourite as well. 9 to 4 was about the best you could have got for Turner Girl. And was a watching brief here, because later on in the classified, the 320 race here at Southall, Valley of Flowers, who's quite well fancied, and Turner Girl beat Valley of Flowers by 2.5 lengths, I think it was. So a win by Turner Girl would certainly lead you towards favouring Valley of Flowers a bit later on, so watch out for that. Jagan's been quite easy to back, of Sir Mark Prescott. Kevin Stott riding. His second ride, I think it is, for Richard Hoyles. Our commentator was looking through the records. He had a ride for Sir Mark at Beverley, with Dara Keenan sidelined at the moment. Kevin Stott, a good man to have on board. And Jagan has just been finding one or two too good, maybe slightly more sometimes. Has won on the all-weather. Got beaten 5 lengths or so by a Rafe Beckett horse last time over 2 miles. Maybe that was a tad too far. Made quite a lot of the running and was headed and just faded in the closing stages. Got beaten 5 lengths or so. But interesting race. 1 mile and 6. Here's Richard.
And Harmonious does not want to go in the early strides. A lot of rousting required, and a reminder now for the horse in the blue blinkers, as more enthusiastically Bolin Neal and also Swaffham Bullbeck. So immediately we have a very well strung out field here, partly because Harmonious was slow to stride, but also the first two are hot to trot in the early stages. Bolin Neal in red and white, the black jacket of Swaffham Bullbeck. They have about 4 lengths in hand over Turner Girl. The chasing pack not in that much hurry early on. That's allowed Harmonious to move through the field after that slow start to sit in 4th place and now sharing 3rd. Early on, Scudamore, Jagan and Isla Diamonds are the back trio. So that early joust for the lead appears done with, but Bolin Neal for Duran Fentiman is about to have a new company on the outside by Harmonious, who's about half a length away. Racing in 3rd is Swaffham Bullbeck, who's restrained now with Turner Girl cornering in 4th place. That's the horse in the blue and grey colours. Jagan in the light blue has moved through to take 5th place from Scudamore. There's not much between that too as they race round the turn. And Isla Diamonds is just nudged along for a stride or two at the back, with about 3 lengths detached as they turn into the back straight. So out on the front end, it's Bolin Neal, pace far more sedate now. The advantage only about half a length from Harmonious. The two of them just trying to steady it down as they move into the back straight. Swaffham Bullbeck a length and a half away with Turner Girl. Scudamore and Jagan are the next pair, and a couple of lengths to Isla Diamonds, who's still intermittently pushed along at the back of the field, who are heading towards the final 7 furlongs. Leading them is Bolin Neal under Duran Fentiman in the red and white. Harmonious for Jefferson Smith, who gave the field about 5 lengths leaving the stalls, but has moved steadily through them to sit in second place. Swaffham Bullbeck in third under Cam Hardy as they prepare to leave the back straight shortly. Is about a length behind the leaders. Turner Girl comes next. Yagan in the pale blue on the outside of Scudamore, whose rider is getting active in the saddle, PJ McDonald, and Isla Diamonds is losing touch with the others. On the crown of the home bend, and Harmonious moves through to press Bolin Neal for the first time. Nice trail in for Swaffham Bullbeck, then Turner Girl. Yagan and Scudamore are 5th and 6th as they straighten. Bolin Neal, Duran Fentiman asking for more as between the pairs Swaffham Bullbeck readily moves to the lead, tracked by Turner Girl. Yagan is towards the outside in the pale blue, then Scudamore, 2.5 furlongs to go. Swaffham Bullbeck under Cam Hardy has the lead. Challengers in behind, made up of Yagan in the light blue colours and Turner Girl for Richard Kingscote. Both of them are pursuing Swaffham Bullbeck, but at the moment Swaffham Bullbeck still has the lead. Yagan under Kevin Stott is being galvanised to try and come and challenge, and it's Yagan who moves through to take the lead off Swaffham Bullbeck. Turner Girl is back in third, then Harmonious. Yagan for Midland Park Racing, Sir Mark Prescott, and the first winner for the yard for Kevin Stott on his second ride for the stable. Yagan beat into second place Swaffham Bullbeck. Turner Girl was third, and Harmonious was in 4th place.
Yeah, Kevin Stott is now on the Sir Mark Prescott Roll of Honour as a winning jockey, and Yagan wins and stayed on well. I think probably the shorter trip, and just coming from off the pace seemed to work a treat for Yagan, who's won well in the colours of Midland Park Racing. They'll be delighted with that. Very good run by Swaffham Bullbeck. I think Stuart Edmonds will be pleased. What an all-rounder he is. He's won over fences, he's won 5 times over hurdles. He ran in a couple of bumpers, has won on the turf, and he's now finished second on the all-weather. And he travelled pretty well. You can see in the dark colours and the yellow star, the Bassam Cardozi colours. So that augurs well for his future. He's been off for a long time, since September of last year. So that was an excellent run by Swaffham Bullbeck. Yagan, though, has come through under a strong ride from Kevin Stott. And not really an awful lot more to add, really. Not too many got into it. Turner Girl seemed to have her chance. She's faded. Scudamore never got into it at all. Many of them were beaten a long way from home. And in the end, the staying power of Yagan has won. Second time, but he's won on the all-weather. And he's done the job well, dropping back in trip. 9-4. Swaffham Bullbeck running a heck of a good race in second at 20-1.
Yeah, nice win for Yagan. Significant ride for Kevin Stott. A winning ride there for Sir Mark Prescott on board Yagan. 9-4. Swaffham Bullbeck, second home at 20-1. Made a bold bid. Swaffham Bullbeck, and was able to hang tough for quite a long time. Turner Girl could manage only 3rd place in the end. Very well backed in the market, Turner Girl, but no match for the front two, particularly for Yagan, who's won well at 9-4 at Southall. Runners are going down at Lingfield. That's Naval College in shot. Ryan Moore riding for Sir Michael Stout by Dartmouth. Home of for the Naval College, of course, the town of Dartmouth. 5-6, 7-2 Lion's Dream, 13-2 Star Legend. Also on 13-2 Treble Joy. Let's have a look at Naval College in action. 3 career starts to date, the most recent of them here at Yarmouth. We sent off 9-2 on this occasion. Right back in the 26th of May, we've had a few winners from this race. 4 victories from a total of 3 different horses. Naval College second to Baltic Bird, the 4th horse Way to Excel has won a couple of times. Sugan in the yellow colours in behind, won next time out. So somewhat frank the form. Quite a layoff to overcome, of course. 97 days the gap between Yarmouth and today. Previous run came at Salisbury. That race worked out well. So fairly solid look to, I suppose, the whole balance of Naval College's 3 starts so far. 5-6, and favourite has an official mark of 86. Only a pound clear actually of Treble Joy. Has got a mark of 94. Lion's Dream yet to get a official mark despite winning at Chelmsford. A couple of lengths. So 10-11 Naval College, 7-2 Lion's Dream, 13-2 bar those. Let's see what Haley made of them back at Lingfield.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sean. Naval College in shot, very gorgeous looking horse. Yeah, you take the Salisbury run, obviously missed the cut. Well, that horse was in a league of his own back then, and obviously went on for Royal Ascot success, and unfortunately things didn't go too well when he went over to France just the other day. So he took a step forward in maiden company behind Baltic Bird when that horse won very cosily for John and Thady Gosden from the front that day as well. And again, that horse's form hasn't held up. He was lined up in the Queen's Vase, potentially just needed a bit more cut in the ground, I think, was the fallout from the Royal Ascot meeting when he lined up in the what's a very hotly contested staying race. So I'm sure when we see him with a bit of ease in the ground, then that form might work out well. So I wouldn't be too dismissive of his second behind Baltic Bird at Yarmouth when they met. But Star Legend, interestingly, has some strong each-way money coming. Was 13-2, is now 5-1. Son of Galileo out of an Oasis Dream mare, Tai Haku, Tom Marquand and William Haggis, who cost 450,000 guineas as a yearling, and Golden Glance, number 9, daughter of Goldenhorn, for Simon Ed Christopher and Andrea Azzini. She's coming back from a 109-day break. So again, a lot of these have been put away. You're kind of assuming they haven't had the ground that they ideally need. Obviously, the all-weather does offer up an alternative here. So Naval Crown now 10-11. Horse 2 is Lion's Dream. He is the winner in the lineup for Richard Hughes and Pat Cosgrave, one of the last ones to leave. Quite a nice, strong-looking horse. That he was last seen 59 days ago. I thought he'd improve even for that outing. There he is in shot. Really nice bit of size and scope to him. Very much took the eye, and obviously did very little wrong when we got to see him on his first and only start so far, which happened at Chelmsford, over a mile and a quarter. And did it cosily enough as well. Bit of a surprise at 22-1 that day. Beat a hot favourite of the Haggis team. He'd gone from the front, didn't look the most straightforward that day. And he did lots wrong. He was a bit slow to come from the stall, so the extra distance should help organise him a bit more. He was quite green on and off the bridle. And the way he stayed on, it was really nice in the closing stages. So it wasn't a bad event at all that day. And Enshrine came out and finished third with cheap pieces on just the other day, but has got a mark of about 78 after had won a maiden at Windsor. So it was a really good start to his career. Pretty exciting horse to go forward with at this middle distance, and Richard Hughes does well with these horses as well when they're just going over that bit further. So horse number 8 just right of picture there, that's Wannabe Brave, James Fanshawe and Danny Muscat. That horse needs to step forward. And there's the other market mover. Oh, actually we're hearing that she's been withdrawn over the PA system. Don't have a clue why, I'm afraid. All looks present and correct to me, but 9 has been withdrawn, so I don't know if she's done something, tweaked something, hit her head or something like that, but that's a shame. So now the reason why is because it's quite unusual actually. She was meant to have had her cheek pieces removed after she left the parade ring, but she's down at the start with them. It's not something you ever really see, so she's obviously not been declared to run in them because they feel as though they don't need her to run in cheap pieces. It might just be to stop her getting on edge in the preliminaries and seeing too much beforehand. So it's quite an interesting bit of kit because she's actually quite a keen going horse. So yeah, very unusual, but no Golden Glance here. We'll have to see her for her third outing on another occasion, Sean. So I don't know about you, Sean, but I've been watching racing for many, many years, and I've never had that incident before.
No, can't say I have, Hayley. It does seem, given that they've spotted it, you could just take the cheek pieces off, couldn't you? I know she shouldn't have gone down to the start in them. She shouldn't have left the parade ring with them, apparently. Well, I didn't know that there was such a distinction between parade ring and going down, but maybe it's a fine or something like that. But to pull the horse out when you could just as easily take the cheek pieces off at the start seems a bit odd, really. But there we are. We don't make the rules. but presumably it was somebody's responsibility to remove them before she left the parade ring, and that didn't happen. I could understand, obviously it would be a very big deal to run in them, and maybe that's why the rules are so strict, but because you have to declare them and they're not declared, so they're obviously just intended to use them in the preliminaries and in the parade ring. Which is quite an interesting decision in its own right, of course, to do that. I suppose having made that decision, you do need to pay attention and make sure you take them off when you're supposed to, but has she gained a massive advantage by going down to the start in them? What do you think, Hayley? I mean, common sense says surely just take them off. She's not allowed running them, I get that, but she can't have given her a massive edge going down to the start in them.
No, I completely agree. I think it's just to stop her from looking at things around her, because she's quite a free-going type in her races. So, you know, if anything, it would be a disadvantage. We know that cheek pieces predominantly go on to help horses concentrate a little bit more. So, you know, you could theoretically argue, if anything, it'll have a negative effect. But they obviously, you know, a really respectful team, Simon Ed Christopher, and the fact that they've put them on for that specific reason. You know, they're all little aids, these things, to help get the best out of the horses on the day. They don't feel like she needs them in the race, which is fair enough. But to get down to start, I'm all for any kind of thing that helps make life a lot easier for the jockeys. And if you're having a punt and having a bet, if it's going to help your selection get down to the start, line up and be cooperative, and more than some of these right now, then I think don't see why it needs to be an issue when they're down at the start. I don't know, but I could be wrong. Someone can tell me otherwise, why it's a huge benefit to have them taken off down at the start. The very specific timing when Dawes' team are really doing a good job. You can just see here Joseph Parr's Zulu Hours. She looks to be very temperamental, swishing her tail and being very difficult to load. Some of them have been in for quite a bit of time, especially Wannabe Brave and Star Legend, the other one we saw money coming in for. They've been in quite a bit of time, because the last Tango, she was difficult to load. She's 300 to 1. She's gone forward now. We've also seen Naval College come forward out of problem. Treble Joy and Lion's Dream is in. Storm Arcadia will be the next one for Laura Horsefall and Josephine Gordon. She's actually mixed it, going jumping as well. I think they're going without, and they are indeed. So two non-runners. Here's John.
Hours, who didn't jump off with them, didn't go into the stalls. More on that to come straight after the race. But it's the Queen's runner, Naval College, who has come straight to the lead, ahead of Treble Joy and in third Lion's Dream, with Star Legend just in behind those. And those at bigger prices are the back markers. Storm Cardio ahead of Wannabe Brave, and the back marker is the Last Tango. They come well inside the final mile and a quarter, and now the left-hand bend out onto the far side of the track is in front of them. So Naval College taken to the front immediately by Ryan Moore, leads by a couple of lengths as Treble Joy eases back alongside Lion's Dream. They're second and third. Both those two have shown a decent level of form. Star Legends just in behind them in fourth place. A little break to Storm Cardio and Wannabe Brave. And at the back end of the field, the Last Tango. So on they head down the far side of the track. 7 furlongs now left to run. And the lead is with Naval College. Naval College still a length and a half in front of both Treble Joy and Lion's Dream, the Chelmsford winner. In behind those, Star Legend. No change at all in the order. Less than 6 to run now. Storm Cardio is just coming under pressure now in 5th place, with Wannabe Brave on that one's outside. And the Last Tango also now ridden as they move on towards the top turn. 5 furlongs left to run in this follow at the races on Twitter Novices Stakes. The leader, Naval College. To the inside rail, Lion's Dream going well, looking to go better than Treble Joy, who's just come under their squeeze a little bit. 4th place for Star Legend, who's hanging in there, and then the gap to Wannabe and the Last Tango. So down the side of the course, 3 furlongs left to run, and Naval College still out in front, with Treble Joy trying to respond on the outside. Lion's Dream now for the first time Under pressure, likewise, Star Legend. These four have broken, comes into the home straight. Turns first, being chased by Treble Joy to the outside, Star Legend, and Lion's Dream under pressure, not really going anywhere. The gallop maintained by Naval College here, trying to make all from Treble Joy and Star Legend. Naval College doing this very nicely from the front here. Naval College going on to score for the Queen in the hands of Ryan Moore. Naval College wins well. Treble Joy in second place. Star Legend was third, and fourth for Lion's Dream.
To see the Queen with Naval College as on his fourth start, coming back from a short break, has managed to come home in front of the 5-6 favourite for Sir Michael Stout and Ryan Moore, coming clear then from Treble Joy. Another second for him, for Tom Queally and Gary Moore at 13-2, and staying on for third place, albeit a distant one, was Star Legend, Tom Arcand and William Haggis. So unfortunately we were down, of course, to 7 runners in the end there as we head to Wolverhampton.
Yeah, thanks, Hayley. Number 4, Zulu Hours, was drawn late. We're not sure why. And 9, Golden Glance, because of that cheek piece shenanigans. So 7 ran there at Lingfield. We're off to Wolverhampton. The runners are already down at the start here. 9-4 the field, and that 9-4 favourite, Kahana Breeze, Holly Doyle and Archie Watson.
Loading quickly for this fillies maiden. That was Will Buick in the blue colours on Lufu, the first of his couple of rides here today. Definite player on the back of that. Good second at Lingfield last time out, but Holly Doyle is on the favourite here, Kahana Breeze, who will hopefully have learned plenty from that debut run at Salisbury, when clearly much more was expected. She finished 4th on that occasion, but her greenness really did get the better of her with that experience, and not badly drawn in stall 5. I'm taking her to get the job done here. Plenty to like about this daughter of Sioux Nation, but there's no doubt the Will Buick runner Lufu could pose a real threat.
And they're off, and they're racing over the 7-furlong trip. Speedwell was rather slow to go. Not the best of starts from one of the newcomers, Atwater 9, on the outside of the field. Everything she wants is restrained towards the rear as they make their journey towards the far side of the course. Rosette is showing plenty of early dash in the blue and green, and has gone on from in second place on the outside. The nose-banded Princess Savannah. Close up in third is Kahana Breeze, the beige and blue, and then the blue with the yellow sash on the inside of Lufu. The red and white of Mallory Park's mid-division. The predominantly white colours on the inside, the newcomer Tom Durs. Another debutant is next, that's Atwater 9. Everything she wants has just one behind, and that is Speedwell, and they're well down the far side of the course, and they're coming inside the last half mile. From the front, it's Rosette who shows the way to Princess Savannah, just 3 parts of a length between them. Only a length to Lufu and Kahana Breeze, little separating the 3rd and 4th. Length back to the next on the inside, Tom Durs from Mallory Parks. A 2-length break then to Atwater 9, everything she wants. And finally, ridden along at the back of the field is Speedwell, but Rosette is trying to make all as they swing the corner. Franny Norton and Rosette lead in by still this 3 parts of a length advantage from a pushed along Princess Savannah. Lufu against the fence for William Buick, back in 3rd place, looking for a passage through, and will just have to pull out to try and challenge Rosette, and then follows Kahana Breeze. Tom Durs is finishing off well the inside, but it's still Rosette the one to catch. Now Lufu has daylight and is finishing off very strongly as they head well inside the final furlong. Rosette trying to see off the late thrust of Lufu. Lufu and Rosette is close. They'll go past together. It'll go to the judge. Tom Durs shaped well back in 3rd, and then Princess Savannah and the others.
Thrilling finish, and let's give Rosette lots of credit for dictating the race from that difficult draw in stall 10, but has Will Buick on Lufu spoilt the party for the Mark and Charlie Johnston runner? Got a feeling that may be the case. She was really flying, wasn't she, inside that final half furlong. Heads up, heads down on the line. What do you think? It's a pretty tricky little angle to judge here at Wolverhampton, but my gut feeling was that perhaps Lufu had just got there. Let's see what the judge has to say. Perhaps trapped in a bit of a pocket on the turn for home, and Will had to be patient. Holly Doyle tried to make her move wide at this stage on Kahana Breeze, who I think again has looked really green in the run and in the end dropped away disappointingly. But the gap opened for Lu Fu, who'd shown plenty of promise at Lingfield last time. Was pretty keen on that occasion, maybe settled a little bit better today, which helped to produce that power pack finish and deny Rosette, who is surely going to be winning something like this in the not too distant future. But William Buick on the board with another winner. That's 120 for the season, and a very good chance still to come a little bit later on.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
This will be everlasting love for me. Oh, this will
Connie.
Deep Cleanse with simple moisturizing face wash. Now with 2 times provitamin B5, vitamin E, and gentle cleansers. For smooth and soft skin. Simple. Choose kindness.
We're all busy, but sometimes put off the important things. Like helping to provide financial protection for your family if the worst should happen.
Welcome to Smart Insurance. You're speaking to Lisa. How may I help you?
Hi. Your advert for life insurance says I can arrange cover over the phone with no complicated forms.
Yes, that's right. Would you like a quick quote?
Please.
OK, as long as you're a UK resident, aged 18 to 64, you can apply for a benefit amount of £60,000 up to £750,000 to give you and your family peace of mind.
Great.
You won't need a medical or a blood test, just a few health and lifestyle questions to answer. I just need to get your age and smoker status.
I'm 32 and a non-smoker.
OK, if you choose £100,000 benefit amount, it's £6.89 a month for the first year.
That costs less than I thought. And with £100,000, my wife could pay off the mortgage and a few other expenses.
The full benefit amount can be paid in advance if you're diagnosed as being terminally ill. And for greater peace of mind, you can add cover for your children or for critical illness.
Oh, that's good to know.
We'll send you a will kit with your policy. And as a thank you, you'll get back 10% of your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback.
Great. I'll go ahead.
With Smart Insurance, you can help protect your family's future. Take out a policy today to receive your free £100 Amazon gift card. Call 0800 880 7764 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard! Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Racing Super Series from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Welcome back to Race Day Live. Just a reminder that the wonderful app is yours, free to download from the App Store of your choice. Can't be bothered to do that? Just scan the code on the screen and that will take you where you need to go and have all the form, all the video replays, everything you need at your fingertips wherever you may go. We are going to Southall next. The runners are going down. Valley of Flowers in shot. She is our favourite. 11-4. Valley of Flowers was more like a 9-2 shot at one stage, so she's been strong in the market. So too, though, has All About Alice. She's been well backed as well. So 2 fillies, both big positives in the market. 6-1 this morning, All About Alice. Top price 3-1 now. 4-1 Uther Pendragon is next in. 8-1 Bold and Loyal. 17-2 Kopaki. 12-1 and Bigger Bar those. So they're making their way down. 2 well-backed favourites well-backed fillies going head-to-head at the front of the market. Valley of Flowers looking for a first success, and All About Alice looking for a second success. Joe Mason on board, all smiles at the moment. Will she be smiling in a few minutes, I wonder? Let's get back to Robert at Southall.
She's usually smiling, Sean, is Joe Mason. I was just chatting to her, actually, because I wanted to find out a bit about Jacqueline Coward. And they're first cousins, both granddaughters of the great Mick Easterby. And I remember Jacqueline Coward as a point-to-point rider. She was national champion one year and regional champion many other times. And she hasn't got that many horses on the flat. Originally bought from David O'Mara to be a polo pony for her boyfriend, but just didn't work out, too big. But Valley of Flowers has got good consistent form, and I think it'll run pretty well. So I found out the family connection, two cousins riding for each other here. Joe Mason for Jacqueline Coward.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
Before I forget, if you were with us earlier, there was a well-backed horse in the second race called Belsito, trained by Kevin Ryan at Kevin Stott Road, and then it hung right across the track and was virtually pulled up. And I had a word with Kevin Stott about that, and he said that the saddle slipped on Belsito and it was absolutely unrideable. He's now ridden his first winner for Sir Mark Prescott, Yagan. Anyway, Valley of Flowers, joint favourite now with All About Alice. Valley of Flowers, the form hasn't really been pushed forward by Turner Girl in the previous race, who finished third, because she had beaten Valley of Flowers a couple of lengths when they met. But I think in this classified, Valley of Flowers would have a good chance. But All About Alice has been very well supported. Joint favourite now, 3-1. 7-1 you could have got last night. 6-1 first thing this morning. Trained by Martin Smith at Newmarket, Richard Kingscote rides. Plenty of things to like. Just won once on the all-weather. One at Wolverhampton. Won a Class 6 race at Wolverhampton back in January, over 1.5 miles. And there is number 4. That's International Law, who's on a losing run of 20, which is nothing compared to dear old... Oh dear, what happened then? That was Civil Justice Gone, who went over backwards. Conor Murtagh is okay. So whether Civil Justice Gone runs will be in the balance. I was just about to mention the losing run of Uther Pendragon, who so nearly won at Chelmsford last time. Just got headed on the line, but he's on a losing run of 39. But he's in good form, so he could easily run well. 11-4 now, joint favourites. They've trimmed both the joint favourites, the bookmakers. It's a bit mean, isn't it, really? Uther Pendragon. I think probably he usually front runs, goes well for Liam Canary, and I could see him, despite that losing run, going very close here, really. Uther Pendragon, good, consistent form, both on the turf and the all-weather. Never won on the all-weather, though. 3 times winner on the turf. So, 2 have been withdrawn. Number 1, Big Duchy, is out, and so is number 2, Civil Justice Gone, who we just saw giving Conor Murtagh a scary moment. So 1 and 2 come out of this race. 2 non-runners, Big Duchy and Civil Justice Gone. So we're still waiting for Uther Pendragon to go in. There is Many Words, who did have a try over hurdles, and Tony Carroll thought he might do quite well over hurdles, but he didn't show anything at all. Kieran Fallon's on board today, and quite honestly, he hasn't done an awful lot on the flat either, Many Words, so one day he'll pop in at a big price. They're off and running.
Just to confirm, the top 2, Big Duchy and Civil Justice Gone, were both withdrawn for various reasons at the start. In the early strides, St. Peter is amongst those that are prominent, with Uther Pendragon and also Copac as they prepare to move into the bend. So Copac it is who has the early lead. Uther Pendragon having to work quite hard on the outside of Valley of Flowers, and it is this trio that make the turn away from the stands. Racing in fourth place is Many Words, just ahead of the red and white colours St Peter, who now finds himself back in fifth place as they turn into the back straight. Amongst those towards the rear of the field in these early strides, they include the likes of All About Alice, who has about 3 or 4 behind. They include the grey, which is International Law, who is towards the back. Regimento is another who is towards the tail of the field. So Uther Pendragon had to work to get to the front, but is now just trying to sit up, having got the lead. Copac races in second place. In third is Valley of Flowers. Valley of Flowers racing just ahead on the outside, on the inside, Many Words. They're followed by St Peter, and they make up the first half of the field. Just towards the inside, All About Alice in the green jacket, ahead of the striped colours of Bold and Loyal, who has 2 behind, and those 2 are International Law and also the increasingly furiously ridden along Regimento. So Uther Pendragon with Copac keeping the leader honest as they leave the back straight. Valley of Flowers getting a nice trail in under Joe Mason, pushed along his Many Words. All About Alice in the green colours is the other one that's making a little bit of ground on the inside of St Peter as they make the turn for home. Uther Pendragon already being strongly ridden, pressed by Copac as they turn in. Valley of Flowers towards the outside, then towards the inside is Many Words as they straighten, and Copac moves to a narrow lead. From Valley of Flowers, Uther Pendragon still front rank, but having to be ridden very strongly. Behind these, in fourth place, is St Peter. All About Alice is trying hard as well to angle out underneath runners, and it's Valley of Flowers who's moved through to lead. St Peter and All About Alice. Uther Pendragon has no more to give. Then Bold and Loyal. All About Alice and Valley of Flowers with a furlong to go. St Peter over on the far side. Then behind these, in fourth place, International Law stays on. All About Alice has moved to a lead and is beginning to extend away here. All About Alice for Richard Kingscott and Martin Smith. And pushed out to the line, it's All About Alice, who beats into second, Valley of Flowers. St Peter was third, head of International Law and Uther Pendragon.
Well supported, All About Alice, trained at Newmarket by Martin Smith, ridden by Richard Kingscote, and has given Martin his second winner of this season. He's been around for a few seasons. Best total, I think, was about 7. Well, it was 7, not about 7. 11-4 joint favourite, so well supported. And Valley of Flowers has run her race in second place, placed yet again. She's run really well. And St Peter, good old St Peter, has finished third, having not shown an awful lot before today, actually. So probably that's a bit of improved form. But they all dropping away down the home straight, and just involves the leading 3. Valley of Flowers briefly hit the front. Unfortunately, it was a non-going day for Uther Pendragon, who dropped away, finished 5th or 6th in the end, beaten on the home turn. So that was disappointing for his legion of follows. The leading run now goes to 40. All About Alice, though, at 11-4, the joint favourite, first and second. Valley of Flowers, the other joint favourite, was second. And St Peter at 25-1 has finished third. 3 lengths, the winning margin, easy winner.
Yeah, that was impressive in the end. The 2 well-backed fillies fighting it out. Runners making their way down at Lingfield, some more straightforwardly than others. We'll be off there next.
Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
I need you, baby. Yeah.
horse is the only horse that matters. And if it's beaten within a length of the winner, we'll give you a free bet back. Beaten by a length. Available every day of the flat season with Coral.
At Viking, we're proud to have been voted the world's #1 for both rivers and mid-size ocean cruises. But it is now time for us to work even harder to continue searching for meaningful experiences and new adventures for you to embark upon. They say when you reach the top, there's only one way to go. We say that way is onwards. Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
I'm in. Now, you ready for a good day?
He was a scientific hypothesis. She was a clinical study. And the future breakthrough that could cure her is closer than ever. With our research, we can keep saving lives like hers. Donate now to turn science fiction into reality. Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Welcome back then. Runners are just down at the start ahead of our next race here at Lingfield, the 3:30, just moments away, and we're hoping to see the fantastic form of One Step Beyond. Here's a 5-1 chance here today. It's nice to see Rhiannon Ingram operating at a big, healthy strike rate for her father, Roger, at the moment. And this horse looking to follow on from the victory just on the 17th of August at Wolverhampton. Previous to that was in great form here, over 1.25 miles, and it did it nicely over Richard P. Smith that day. A couple of near misses at Epsom and disappointing at Kempton, but previous to that had been winning at Wolverhampton and Lingfield. So a horse who's been on a real roll just recently for Roger Ingram team, and we'll be hoping to try and continue in our next race here. The other one just to mention is horse number 5 in the lineup. That is the favourite. I'm not sure which one they're just resaddling. I think that is Plastic Paddy, Frederick Larson. Mick up with that is number 5, beautifully turned out there. Plastic Paddy, who is, will hopefully be secured in a moment. 11-4 clear favourite. Now, we last saw this horse only beaten a couple of lengths at Windsor. It was quite a bunched finish in what was a pretty competitive handicap, 0-70 that day, over 1.25 miles. Pride of Nepal came out on top, and he was quite positively ridden that day, and unfortunately the pace just in the closing stages clapped, and the first and second home that day came from the rear to go first and second past the post, obviously. So he just got tired finishing back in 5th over 1.25 miles on that occasion. So back down in trip today, that should help with his positive tactics. Previously he was in winning form at Newcastle over today's distance, so that's the stiff mile up there off a mark of 63, still £5 above that. And then of course Frederick Larson takes off £5 as well, so you could argue back on his last winning mark, albeit take into account the inexperience of the apprentice's claim. So he is now the 3-1 clear favourite. A horse that I like the profile of was Le Rave, Neil Callan in the saddle here for Lee Carter. That was an interesting jockey booking. Just a couple of starts for the stable of Lee since leaving Michael and David Easterby. Only beat one home at Sandown. It was a step in the right direction at Brighton over the mile on good firm ground early August off a mark of 70, which he reopposes of today. So an interesting horse who has got some winning form up north, was successful at Beverley as well for that team. He's looking for his 6th career success. I just thought that he looked quite competitive the last day, having dropped back down the handicap, was rated up in the 80s. That's Le Rave, 4-1 second favourite, and Neil Callan's having a great season. Obviously, he's always going to be an interesting jockey booking. Noble Peace just coming forward into stall 3, nicely drawn here for Simon Pearce and Jack Mitchell, who are combining a horse who's been pretty consistent, has got good course and distance form around here as well, and was only just touched off at Yarmouth behind Cap Le Bleu the other day. Got pushed up £1 for that ride, for that run, and we'll be hoping to try and get back to winning ways. It's been a while. It's September 21, over 1.25 miles here at Lingfield, off a mark of 70, now down to 64. He's got that split mark on the turf of 53 and on the all-weather of 64. So competitively handicapped to go close for that team here today. And just waiting then for Plastic Paddy to step forward. I think one might just be a little bit upset in the stalls. A few more left to load, including the orange colours of Jade Country, number 9, who's just about to come forward. Charlie Bishop and Eve Johnson-Norton quite drawn out wide here. A few tinkerings have been done from that team. He's had a wind operation, he's been gelded, and I thought it was a good improvement when we saw him last, finishing third in that handicap here just over a couple of weeks ago. So he's quite unexposed for a mark of 70. Wouldn't be a surprise if he offers a bit more. Not ideally drawn, obviously, for today's race, though, and I think that just means one or two left to come forward, including Larave and Eton College for Rob Hornby and Jamie Osborne. Here's John.
Thank you, Hayley. Set to go now. They're off and racing. Jumping away, Bubetsi, the one who's fluffed the start a little bit slow to get going, to say the least. Vitaline driven up to be amongst the early leaders. Prince Rock is nice and handy, and Plastic Paddy up on the wide outside as well. With in behind those, One Step Beyond and Larave settling down 4th and 5th. Emulation is 6th early. Little break then back to Noble Peace towards the inside of Jade Country, and then off the pace at this early stage. Bombastic in company with Eton College, and the slow to go Bubetsi is still the back marker. They're already swinging round now at the top end of the race course. Less than 5 furlongs left to run, and moving on towards halfway. Plastic Paddy now has opened up to lead by a couple of lengths. To the outside, Prince Rock is in 2nd position, followed then by Vitaline on the inside rail in 3rd. One Step Beyond with every chance there, the yellow colours on the outside of Larave, who also travels with a bit of hope. Emulations come under a bit of pressure in the middle of the pack, racing together with Jade Country, and then those at the back end of the field include Optimistic Belief, who's still ahead of Noble Peace as they now swing for home, and the others have all got quite a lot to do, including Bombastic, who's racing in 2nd last. Looks impossible from there, and Bubetsi is still our back marker. They're heading for home now. Plastic Paddy into the straight first. He's got a useful lead of a length and a bit here. Staying on is Larave on the far side running rail. One paced for Vitaline, and then One Step Beyond. Staying on is Jade Country. They're racing now towards the closing stages. Plastic Paddy's made most and is going to score. Did so by a wide margin, even though Jade Country closed the gap to about 2 lengths at the line. Vitaline disputed 3rd with Larave on the rail.
Plastic Paddy then off a competitive handicap mark for Frederick Larson, and Mick Appleby wins a 3-1 favourite, and wins decisively so as well. Back down in trip today, so it didn't matter when he got to the front as early as what he did last time out. He was able to see it out and see it out well. Jade Country has stepped forward. A big run from him in 2nd. Took his time. Now you have a look where he is there. Turning in, he's back in 6th place behind Larave. Needed all the home straight to get going. Maybe he'll be going up in trip in time. At 10-1 he finished in 2nd place, and Vitaline was 3rd at 22-1.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Deep Cleanse with simple moisturising face wash. Now with 2 times Pro-Vitamin B5, Vitamin E and gentle cleansers. For smooth and soft skin. Simple. Choose kindness.
Sometimes we put off the important things, like helping to provide financial protection for your family if the worst should happen.
Welcome to Smart Insurance. You're speaking to Lisa. How may I help you?
Hi. Your advert for life insurance says I can arrange cover over the phone with no complicated forms.
Yes, that's right. As long as you're a UK resident, aged 18 to 64, you can apply for a benefit amount of £60,000 up to £750,000.
Great.
You won't need a medical or a blood test, just a few health and lifestyle questions to answer. I just need to get your age and smoker status.
I'm 32 and a non-smoker.
OK, if you choose £100,000 benefit amount, it's £6.89 a month.
That's affordable and covers our mortgage.
We'll send you a free will kit with your policy. And as a thank you, you'll get back 10% of your first year's premiums. That's the smart cashback.
With Smart Insurance, you can help protect your family's future. Take out a policy today to receive your free £100 Amazon gift card. So call Smart Insurance on 0800 904 7462 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
So, in an emergency, our Very Sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Very Sure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verysure.co.uk.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard. Hard! Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Enjoy a freshly prepared 99p mayo chicken, part of the McDonald's Saver menu.
Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Welcome back, loading up for this intriguing 340 race. It's a nice contest, this extended mile ahead of them. Will Buick is on the warm favourite here. Fantasy Mac, who was in really hot form earlier in the year, comes back off a 3-month break today. I've got a fancy for Glorious Peaches, who was pretty impressive winning a Southwell maiden last time out. Harry Davis takes off what could be a very useful £3.
And off, and they've got a circuit ahead of them in this Leisure Festival on Sky Sports Racing. Phyllis Handicap racing over the extended mile. Cromarty in no hurry in the early stages. The early pace set of those, the Southwell winner Glorious Peaches in maroon and yellow, leads by about a length as they take the turn, although closing in on the outside now to dispute it is Fantasy Mac, the tartan jacket with the pink armlets and pink cap, just dropping in behind them in third place, making music, the yellow and blue. Couple of lengths then to the top weight, the oldest runner, the 4-year-old Gurkha Girl, and then there's a 2.5 length break to the last pair. Cromarty improving her position, and she's relegated to Susan Be Quick to be the back marker. Susan Be Quick now in the hands of John Fahey. They're heading over on the far side of the course, and Glorious Peaches on handicap debut leads Fantasy Mac by 3 parts of a length as they race well down the far side. On their heels in third place, Making Music, and only half a length then to the fourth, that is Gurkha Girl, and the last two within another length and a half for Cromarty, the bronze jacket, and Susan Be Quick on the inside. They're well down the far side. They're inside the 4 furlong marker. From the front, it's Glorious Peaches and Harry Davis who show the way to Fantasy Mac and William Buick. A length then to Making Music, Lewis Edmonds. Now coming off the bridle, back in fourth place is Gurkha Girl. Cromarty is next, but being ridden along, and the back marker Susan Be Quick as the front two go head to head off the final turn. Fantasy Mac coming there strongly to take over from Glorious Peaches, but produced out wide. Gurkha Girl, one of the first of the leaders off the bridle, but she is running on well, as is Making Music, who's going for a gap between the leaders. They head to the final furlong. On the right, Fantasy Mac. On the left, it's Gurkha Girl, and between runners Making Music. Fantasy Mac, though, he keeps finding in front for Buick as they race now inside the final furlong. It's Fantasy Mac by a couple of lengths from Making Music, with Gurkha Girl back in third. Fantasy Mac will give William Buick a double on the day. He's in scintillating form, as is Fantasy Mac, who's now won 4 of the last 5. Making Music was second, and then came Gurkha Girl and Susan Be Quick.
Well, it's a double then on the day, as Mark said, for Will Buick. That hot run of form continues for him, and this is an emotional victory for Connections, because owner Angela McAlpine has sadly passed away, and you may well have noticed Will Buick wearing a black armband in memory of Angela. So this will mean an awful lot to the McAlpine family to see this filly come back from a break for George Bowie and win this in pretty good style. Always seemed to be travelling all over the pacemaker Glorious Peaches, and she was just doing enough, wasn't she, to hold Making Music, who looked a real threat about a furlong and a half down. But I think Will was always well in control on this daughter of Bobby's kitten, who was in great form earlier this year, winning here over course and distance, over a mile at Kempton and 10 furlongs at Nottingham as well. And she's added to that victory here in game fashion.
Game's the word, isn't it, for Fantasy Mac, who dug in there and won really well. Another win for William Buick, who is farming winners at the moment. That was at Wolverhampton. Our next port of call is Southall. There's our parading, and we'll be off there next.
Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
The big games are here. Big challenges. Big moments. Big goals. And big whatever that was. And with Coral's free-to-play football Super Series, this week's big game just got better. Predict 4-match stats and you could win free bets or £50 cash. Football Super Series. Free-to-play every week from Coral.
What if people with type 1 diabetes have the power to manage their condition without pricking their finger? To know their glucose levels and where they're heading with just a glance at their phone? To get a 20-minute warning before a hypo? All powered by a small wearable glucose sensor. Experience the Dexcom difference today. Visit Dexcom.com.
Cool, 2 hot chocolates.
Look at you sitting there. Ohio said.
Good evening. I'm at the steps of the town hall.
The future is open with the Open University.
At the Cotswold Company, we know your table hosts many memories. That's why we build our furniture to stand the test of time with traditional craftsmanship. Along with our beautiful range of tableware, glassware and accessories, you can bring your home to life with the perfect dining table. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
Seb and Sandra decided to get creative for their new home cinema upgrade. Thankfully, they didn't compromise on their broadband, because they know that BT gives them a speed guarantee, super strength and security built in. At $28.99 a month, they know it's worth every penny. Join BT today.
Release tax-free cash for a more colourful retirement with a Legal & General lifetime mortgage.
My chance to see more of the world. My home helps pay for it.
If you're a homeowner aged 55 or over, you could release some of the equity tied up in your home.
My room-by-room makeover. My home helps pay for it.
Our specialist advisors can talk you through your options and even tell you if it's not right for you. Call us free on 0808 115 0408. Legal & General. For a more colourful retirement.
Being by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Side, Marco Gianni and Real World have won by many lengths.
Bless him is getting up. Bless him, a masterclass by Jamie Spencer.
Redemption Day for Frankie. Inspired.
Yes, Racing League returns to your screens tomorrow. Very tight at the top, only a point, isn't there, between London and the south and Wales and the west. All to play for, and we move on to week number 4 at Windsor. On the green stuff, of course, down by the Thames tomorrow evening. All the team will be in action, bringing you all the action for Racing League Week 4 tomorrow night from Windsor. Well-backed favourite about to go at Southall in this EBF Fillies handicap. Class 4 handicap, this nice prize, £16,000 race. And there's your favourite, Gold Charm, Marco Gianni. Often seen smiling. Will he be grinning after this, I wonder? Well, she's well-backed, Gold Charm. She was more like a 7-2 shot at one stage earlier on today, and now is 15-8 favourite, so very solid indeed. Madame Ambassador, who was put in favourite for Charlie and Mark Johnston and a winner last time out, she's been quite weak in the betting for whatever reason, out to 4-1. In between them we've got Tuscan Cloud on 3-1 and also Bell Street Variety on 100-30. So those are the front four in the market. Let's get back to Robert at Southall.
Interesting race, our feature one of the day, Sean. £16,000 added for this Class 4 Fillies handicap. I'm keen on the chances of Gold Charm, mainly on the evidence of she's yet to win in 7 starts, but she ran really well, I thought, last time at Newcastle, and she was a bit unlucky. I know you shouldn't make excuses for unlucky horses, but she tried to challenge on the stands rail and she looked to be going well, got boxed in, and that was the end of her chance there, so give her another chance here. And William Knight's horses are running well, won a Group 3 at Deauville the other day, Check-in Challenge, winner at Epsom on Monday, Chartwell House. So stable's going well, 7-4 now. Second favourite is Bell Street Bridie, all been running in Class 5, so she's stepping up in class, trained by Michael Bell, who I saw on the cold list this morning. I think they've been running okay without winning, can be a bit misleading. Tucson Cloud is a half-sister to a winning hurdler of Willie Mullins and flat horse as well, called Far Out. She won at Leicester on soft ground and then got beaten miles last time at Newmarket. Don't know what went wrong there in a Class 3 handicap, but we'll find out very shortly with Richard.
Mile and a half and a reasonably level break. One of the best to jump was Gold Charm, but the rider in no hurry in the black and yellow colours. And no one appears that keen, although Bell Street Bridie's rider, Callum Hutchinson, looks as if he wants to go forward, but whether she's got the pace to do so. On the inside, Madame Ambassador adopts a handy position. Tucson Cloud just restrained on the running rail, now in 4th place. Then Virtuoso, and early on, Hisme just a little bit outpaced as Madame Ambassador emerges with the lead as they begin to take the turn away from the stands. Madame Ambassador under Ross Orion leads Bell Street Bridie and Callum Hutchinson into the turn. Tucson Cloud in 3rd place under Richard Kingscott. Gold Charm for Marco Gianni, restrained to sit in 4th place, having jumped well. Virtuoso is in 5th in the black and gold jacket. And last of all is Hisme as they turn into the back straight. Madame Ambassador it is, cutting out the running. They turn into the back, and they've just got just over a mile to travel from this point. And out in the lead, it is Madame Ambassador by 3 parts of a length from Bell Street Bridie in 2nd. Just over a length in 3rd to Tucson Cloud, who's on the outside. Gold Charm. They're just about side by side. Length and a half to Virtuoso, and a similar break to Hisme, as the whole field are covered by round about 5 lengths or so, maybe slightly more, and they're now approaching the final half of this EBF Fillies handicap. Out in the lead, it's Madame Ambassador for Ross Orion. Bell Street Bridie continuing to sit passively outside the leader at this stage. Tucson Cloud's partner's been Gold Charm throughout the back straight, and they still race together. Then Virtuoso and Hisme, as into the bottom bend they go. Virtuoso just pushed along for the first time. So Madame Ambassador still sitting quietly on the front end. Bell Street Bridie in 2nd place, ridden along. For the first time, Tucson Cloud is ridden as well. Then on the outside is Gold Charm, Virtuoso in 5th place, and last of all is Hisme as they begin the turn in. Madame Ambassador in the hoops of green and white leads Bell Street Bridie. They still hold the first 2 positions. Tucson Cloud in 3rd. Gold Charm pulled to the outside. Then behind these Virtuoso as they make their way up the home straight. Madame Ambassador on the right-hand side. Bell Street Bridie on the left. Trying to join in is Gold Charm. Bell Street Bridie just noses to the front past Madame Ambassador. Tucson Cloud, Gold Charm are the next 2. Over a furlong to go. Bell Street Bridie still has the lead. That lead's grown to over a length now from Madame Ambassador and Tucson Cloud. Bell Street Bridie, Tucson Cloud moving through to give chase inside the final 150 yards, but Bell Street Bridie is doing enough for Callum Hutchinson. Bell Street Bridie beat Tucson Cloud, Madame Ambassador and Gold Charm home in 4th.
Bell Street Bridie has won nicely, stepping up to Class 4, been running in Class 5 and running very well as well. I mentioned Michael Bell on the cold list. If he was, he isn't anymore, because Bell Street Bridie is one of the 130, partnered by Callum Hutchinson. Clear second best was Tucson Cloud, third Madam Ambassador, and really the disappointing run, I thought, by Gold Charm. I thought she'd run better than that. She seemed to have every chance, and just didn't really pick up. But Bell Street Bridie, who comes here in the back of winning at Yarmouth, and did win pretty convincingly at Yarmouth, won by 4 lengths there, so is obviously in great form. Ryan Moore was on board last time, and Callum Hutchinson claiming £5. I suppose it all adds up, but it was probably worth taking a step up in class for Bell Street Bridie, and she's done the job really well at 130, beating Tucson Cloud at 7-2, and the favourite out of the money in 4th.
Nice performance. Bell Street Bridie, solid, steady in the market. 130 for Michael Bell. Callum Hutchinson wins tidily, 130. Tucson Cloud in second place at 7-2. Madam Ambassador in behind them in third place. And only fourth in the end, Gold Charm, who was the big positive in the market. Of course, Gold Charm, very well-backed favourite, but she had no answer in the end. And Bell Street Bridie, pretty nice performance, actually. Makes it 2 on the spin and wins well. That's Southwell's second career success. That race working out quite well from Yarmouth, actually. There've already been a winner from only a couple of runners from that race. That's now 2 wins from 3 runners from that Yarmouth race, as she follows up her success there. Off a mark of 72. It's due to go up a few pounds anyway, probably on the back of that the other form being franked, I guess, but it should go up even more now, no doubt. Lingfield, we're off to next. The sun's shining brightly at Lingfield, and we've got a strong favourite here as well. The market's been pretty bullish about quite a few horses today, and generally not been too far away. The well-backed horses so far today, for the most part. I doubt that is very strong. 11-10. I doubt that. More like 11-4 earlier on. 18-5 at the double. Miss Blennerhassett 4-1, 15-2 Love Poems, and 11-1 Bar Those. Non-runner here is number 6 Decora. When did that come out? Quite late in the day, 1:30 that came out. There's a good look at the favourite there, looking really well. Nice shine on the coat and the sunshine. Good definition along the belly as well, fitting well, as you'd expect. Of course, was a winner just a few weeks ago. That was at Kempton over 2 miles. Same trip today, 2 miles. Lightly raced overall. Won 2 of his last 3 starts. This horse off marks of 50 and 55 over a mile and a half, then 2 miles at Kempton. 62 today, so it's quite a lumpy sort of rise. But in form, progressive, relatively lightly raced. And very, very strong indeed. There are a few 3-year-olds in here, of course. Miss Blennerhassett for Rafe Beckett at the double for Sir Mark Prescott and Gavlar. He's a big price, Gavlar, but the first couple I mentioned, Miss Blennerhassett at the double, quite strong in the betting. The 2-year-olds are quite prominent in the betting, at least the 2-year-olds, but the 4-year-old, I doubt that, very strong market-wise at 11-10. Now, we're all looking forward to the St Ledger meeting, of course, up at Doncaster. One man who always looks forward to it, of course, because he's heavily involved in the Leicester Legends race at Doncaster, is Andrew Thornton. But bit of jumping to look forward to this evening, Andrew.
Very much so, Sean. Yeah, good evening. Well, good late afternoon, isn't it? It's glorious here at Worcester. Must be the best part of 25 degrees, and sun's bright. There'll be no worries about fences being missed out, because it's over my right shoulder. And yeah, cracking race, cracking card. I think it's a good card, to be honest with you. Fields have held up pretty well. You've got one of the qualifiers a little later on in the card for the Brush Hurdle Arc final race, which I think takes place here in about a fortnight's time. You've got some interesting horses in the bumper. A couple of horses that have got unbeaten records in there. Queen's Highway will be very much high up on the agenda. Quite a well-bred individual. Won 2 races so far, related to Imperial Presence and Generous Ransom, who were prolific winners during their time for the likes of Nick Gifford and for Philip Hobbs. And also, you know, we've got Keelan Woods, who's having a great time of things. He's got some very good rides this evening, and the yard of Ben Paulins continues to run exceptionally well. Sea Prince is in the second race in the handicap chase. And, yeah, we're just very much looking forward to the card, Sean, and the Ledger Legends race next week, which we will talk a little bit about later on.
Yeah, we look forward to that. Good lineup once again this year. Some more recent retirees and some who've been out of the saddle for quite a while, who have plenty of work to do to be ready. Thanks to Andrew at Worcester. We'll get more from Andrew shortly. Our first race not too far away. 4:40 with kick-off at Worcester this afternoon. Meanwhile, that's Pat Dobbs who's on board. I doubt that. Who is a very, very strong favourite indeed. 11 to 10, 7-2 bar. This jolly old favourite here. And see the tongue tie there, can't you? I doubt that, just under his chin there. It looks on pretty good terms with himself. How did they all look in the preliminaries? Let's go and find out with Hayley.
Thanks very much, Sean. Yeah, I doubt that does look in very good order. Walked around quite nicely with a spring and a step tongue strap in place, as I just see he's shaking his head as he heads out down. He'll be coming from stall 7 for Jimmy Fox. Pat Dobbs, you say, up in the saddle today as well, and he's marching down with a good bit of purpose down to the start here as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. I doubt that. We've got some big weights carried here, none more so than Smith, who's in a number 1, former course and distance winner for Neil Callan, and Lydia Richards, a horse who loves it here over the course and distance, looking for a 5th career success at the track. It's been in really good form for the stable just recently as well. A couple of wins from just 6 outings. It was back in May when we last saw this horse come out on top as well. So a little bit disappointing at Kempton just recently, but he's been put away for 84 days since then. So it's up to this career high mark of 67 at the age of 6, carrying 10 stone 4 today. Pretty solid there, and the betting at 12 to 1, not budged a point or two at all. So just seeing a couple of the others head to post there in behind the market leader. That is at the double for Luke Morris and Sir Mark Prescott, son of Al Manzour, who's been pretty consistent this year as well, looking for his 3rd win from his 5th outing today. Cheap pieces have been seen to good effect as well when he won that small field handicap up at Beverley last time out just 20 days ago, and just held on that occasion. A mark of 65 now today. You can see lovely big rangy type as well. Just going down to start, looks very well, very fit as well, taking a nice hold in the hands of Luke Morris. He'll be coming from stall 6 here today. Don't often see mile 7.5 races here at Lingfield. Quite an unusual distance. They're making their way round start. And of the others, just to mention, horse number 8 at the double, 100 to 30 ahead of number 7, Miss Blennerhassett at 92.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
Runners going behind the stalls there at Lingfield will soon be loading up for this. Our finale actually from Lingfield, 6 races today. Just a reminder, non-runner here, number 6, Decora. You might not have seen that earlier on, withdrawn later on in the day, Decora. But the market dominated by this move for I Doubt That, 11 to 4, 5 to 2, all the way down to 11 to 10 now, so that's strong. Exchange price a bit bigger than that. At the double, quite tight, the exchange price compared to the fixed odds price, and at the double is steady away now on 100 to 35 to 1, Miss Blennerhassett. Miss Blennerhassett was well fancied last time at Wolverhampton, actually. Could manage only 4th on that occasion, but I wouldn't rule her out. Certainly wouldn't rule out at the double either, so it's quite interesting how short I Doubt That has gone, given that he's up against a couple of quite unexposed 3-year-olds here in the shape of Miss Blennerhassett and at the double. There goes Humaniste into stall number 1. Freddie Larson just balanced on the side of the gate and just getting on board gingerly, calmly, quietly. And all seems to be well with Humaniste. Love Poems blindfolded for entry into stall number 9. There goes Smith into 3. Fairly calm so far, everyone. Final word with you, Hayley.
Thanks very much, Sean. Yeah, we're just seeing Love Poems come forward. She's been pretty consistent on the all-weather. She's freshened up Skyhill John Egan from stall 9. She's not done too much wrong with those couple of placed efforts, and obviously she had a good time of things last season as well. I thought that she might be able to improve for a short break as well. Didn't run too bad when we last saw her in a competitive race at Chelmsford as well. Also coming forward is Gold Soup. We spoke to Reese Clatterburg earlier on. 91 career wins for Reese, so he's not going to be claiming for much longer. He's having a really good season, teaming up here with Daniel Steele, a horse who's been mixing it over the hurdles as well. Last couple coming forward, including Gavlar, who's 11 years young now. Let's say good night and thank you to John Hunt.
Much indeed, Hayley. Set to go now for the last, and they're off over a 2-mile trip. Gold Souk just a little sleepy from the gates. Needs a little bit of rousting along into the bend immediately. Miss Blennerhassett away nicely. Will just shade the early advantage, racing a fraction in front of Humaniste in second place with I Doubt That, who's been heavily backed today. Third place for the favourite. Fourth on the outside is Love Poems. Smith only just in behind those. And the 3 back markers are at the double. Gold Souk and Gavlar just about last of all, with the pink cap coming down the side of the course for the first time. The leader then is Miss Blennerhassett, showing up by just over 1 length, with I Doubt That getting a good position, moving clearly now into second place with Love Poems on the outside. Then comes Humaniste, Smith between runners. After Smith comes at the double and Gold Souk, and Gavlar is still at the back end of the field. Steady tempo to this final race, and they've now got just over 1.25 miles left to run. Miss Blennerhassett will lead them past the judge with that circuit left to go. I Doubt That sitting in second place. Within third, Love Poems. Love Poems is then followed by the likes of Smith. Gavlar being shaken up on the outside to go much handier, and Humaniste is still in line with those, meaning Gold Souk and at the double are now the 2 at the back end of the field. And they swing left-handed around this bottom turn and head on with the halfway stage now reached. So 1 mile left to go in this At the Races app Expert Tips handicap, and the leader is still Miss Blennerhassett. She jumped nicely from the gates and still shows in front by 1 length or so. In second place, Gavlar challenging I Doubt That, who's still right there, keeping a very close beady eye on the leader, with the others all in a big group in behind them. Humaniste is there with Smith, and then racing towards there, wide outside is Love Poems, Gold Souk, and at the double to the rear end of the field. At the double just being squeezed along here by Luke Morris. So they head then with just outside 5 furlongs left to run. Miss Blennerhassett with the advantage still of a couple of lengths to I Doubt That in second place. Gavlar now squeezed along gently ahead of Love Poems on the outside. Both Smith and Humaniste and at the double and Gold Souk, all those 4 at the back are now just being ridden along. They flash past the half-mile marker. So Miss Blennerhassett just gliding along up front, but still going strongly in second place is the market leader, I Doubt That, with Love Poems in behind those. Smith trying to stay on, and down the wide outside at the double, who sat right at the back end of the field, but inching a bit closer now. But Miss Blennerhassett still with the lead. A useful 2-length break over I Doubt That as they turn inside the final 2 furlongs. Still plugging on is at the double on the outside of Love Poems and Smith, and these 5 are now clear as they head to the final furlong. And nosing to the front is I Doubt That. At the double, though, has not given up the chase at any stage and is looking very dangerous now on the outside. Here comes at the double to take I Doubt That late in the race, and it's at the double who goes on to score. At the double, a length clear from I Doubt That. Tight for third, Love Poems, Smith, and the earlier leader, Miss Blennerhassett, were all involved for minor money.
Well, at the double is just that, back-to-back successes for the Sir Mark Prescott-trained son of Al Manzour and Luke Morris. They've just seen off a good effort from I Doubt That in second for Pat Dobbs and Jimmy Fox. It was close for third. I think you can see Love Poems just sticking her neck out to nick that position, having travelled really well throughout the race, eye-catchingly well. And Johnny Egan just sat poised in the saddle, so she's rallied on. She's done well in the end because the momentum wasn't really going, so it was an interesting ride with keeping her well on the bridle until asking for her effort. But at the double, 130 beat sides out that 6-5 favourite from Love Poems at 11-2. So it's nice, Sean, to see Her Majesty the Queen with a winner here at Lingfield this afternoon. She's not going to make to see the new Prime Minister, and so sadly she didn't see her runner in the winners' enclosure either. But well done to her with the breeding of Naval College. He landed that 3 o'clock race. Been a very enjoyable afternoon here at sunny Lingfield.
Yeah, it has indeed. Many thanks, Hayley. That was one of the highlights, wasn't it? Ryan Moore on board Naval College, getting the better of the Gary Moore trained Treble Joy, funnily enough, in that race. At the double, another winner for Sir Mark Prescott and Luke Morris in our finale there at Lingfield. We must get back to Wolverhampton without further delay, though, because they are